nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles.
The slate's coming in.
What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Collab Capital is an early-stage venture capital fund designed to help close the funding gap for black entrepreneurs. And it recently closed its latest funding round with $75 million in committed capital. Jules Burke-Solomon is co-founder and managing partner of Collab Capital, and she says a big part of the VC firm's early success comes down to the work she's put into meeting people.
We spend a lot of time on the road, meeting with limited partners, getting them excited about our vision for shared prosperity, and really telling a different story about how we're finding incredible entrepreneurs who are building a different type of future. And so I think that's what got our limited partners excited.
Beyond funding, Collab Capital also offers operational support and tries to help founders build a network of partnerships. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner. I'm the Black Business Beat.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, faucets, vanities, doors, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect that of the staff and management of Good Karma Brands, but are the sole responsibility of the hosts and guests of this particular show.
America may have many, many days, but they will be full of trouble. There will be no rest. There will be no tranquility in this country until the nation comes to terms with our problems.
Bringing you social and political commentary from his mouth to your ears. Breaking down the issues which matter to you.
You are not put here to be a white man's footstool. You are put here to represent the very best in God's word.
Legendary civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson in the studio. Reverend Jackson, how are you?
Mr. Reverend, good morning on this chilly Milwaukee morning.
And I am pleased to have one of the founding members of the Black Panther Party, Chairman Bobby Seale. Mr. Chairman, how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
From Mr. Eric Holder. Mr. Holder, so good to see you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, man. How you been? It's been a long time. Haven't seen you for a while.
The Dr. Cornell West. Dr. West, how are you, sir?
My dear brother, you're so kind, you're so generous, though, man. But I salute you and the work that you were doing there. Doing a magnificent job there in Wisconsin.
Stream live on 1017thetruth.com. Call in with your questions or comments. 833-212-1017. Join us on social media at 1017 The Truth. It may not be what you expect to hear, but I will definitely give you what you need to know. Are you ready for the truth?
I want truth. You can't handle the truth.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Sherwin Hughes.
Good morning, all of you people. Today is Friday, July 11th, 2025. I got a real fundamental question for you, and I want you to be honest to the best of your ability. Some of you are going to lie because some of you are liars. Where's your loyalty at? Now, really think about it. What are the things that you are true to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Things that are unwavering in your life. Is it your God? Your religion? Maybe you're loyal to your routine, even though the routine might be unproductive. You wake up every single morning at this time. Doesn't matter if it's during the week or on the weekends. You're loyal to, you got to make your coffee and you pick out your clothes. And where's your loyalty? What are things that are immobile for you? You stay true to them. And I had to give this question a lot of thought because I think it's necessary for us to reassess our loyalties every so often. Like, take an inventory of what you're loyal to, because you may start to stray from a path of productivity. Because I think at the end of the day, we all want to be productive. We all want to create something and produce something, make something that we're proud of. Maybe it's our labor. Maybe it's something in a more creative endeavor, but you have to be loyal to that. Where are your loyalties? And then there was something that I saw as an article, of course, that sparked this thought in my mind about loyalty. And I think that loyalties can be pushed too far. Some of you are really loyal to your job. And I don't fault you for that, because your job is maybe it's your vocation. It's what you love. You love it so very much. You're loyal to your employer because your employer is the one that pays your bills. Are you loyal to your employer to a fault, though, where they're doing things that may not be fair? You can see malfeasance. You can see a whole bunch of errors. Does your loyalty supersede that? Does your loyalty supersede decency? Is Allen calling already? How is this even possible? I ain't even really got the plane off the runway yet now. Well, let's just get this over with then. Allen? It must be important
Sherwin,
if you're calling this early. Good morning.
I am. I was outside waiting, and I turned you on. And, I got to listen to you when I'm doing stuff. What am I loyal to? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm real short. My religion. I'm Roman Catholic. I'm completely, absolutely loyal, unwavering in my faith and how I see the faith. Pre-Vatican II. I'm also unwavering in my devotion and my love for my wife.
Oh,
there's no wiggle room there at all. None. Then my word. If I give you my word, I'd rather die than break my word, no matter what. And that's pretty much it. And then my peculiar notions about some other things I'm loyal to. I'm not.
Hold on, man. Like what? You was honest about everything else you were loyal to. What else you got? What else you loyal to, man?
To the point of death, my race.
Say more about that. Say more. What race are you for people that can't tell?
I'm white.
Okay. So what does that mean?
I'm German. I'm German and Irish. I'm an Aryan male. Okay. German and Irish.
So can you explore that? And I'm not trying to be confrontational, because I found it really fascinating that you said that. And I'm not faulting you for that, because I believe that you're being honest. What is involved in being loyal to being white? Loyal to your white race?
Religion. Your religion. Your religion. Not like I tell you all the time, and you guys don't quite get it. But not everybody could think. Not all Caucasoids are white.
Explain that too. That too. Not all Caucasoids are white.
They don't live by. There's a code. There's a code. Will you live and die for your people? Will you? And it's not just for white people. Will you live and die for those you call your friends? Why do you think that I have a limited circle of friends? Because
what is the code?
Are the people who I was.
Allen, can you just give me a little taste of what the code is to be loyal to whiteness? What's the code that you follow? What are the guiding principles to be loyal to whiteness?
The guiding principle is, if I give my word, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, I'll die for you. Doesn't matter whether you're black, green, blue, purple.
That's
If I
not
give you my
a
word,
white principle per se. Like anything
Yes, it is.
specific. No, that's anybody can be a person of their word.
No, they can't. Not everybody can be a white man. Not just like I can't be a black man, can I? No, I can't.
I'm just trying to see what the differences are between. It is hard, but you're not doing a good job of explaining it, though, either. I want to get a thorough understanding, because if I don't understand it, my listeners don't understand it either. So the things that you were saying are just a part of being a decent person. You say, okay, you're a man of your word. That ain't got nothing to do with being white. That has everything to do with you being.
But there's not that many decent people on the planet. So there you go. You nailed it. You nailed it. You got to be righteous. Like yesterday.
But how are you loyal to your race, but you married a black woman? Maybe that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, because it doesn't matter. That's a dichotomy. Because maybe my race was not loyal to me, and I realized that some of that stuff is spooky.
So did you marry a black woman as rebellion against times when your race was not loyal to you?
No, I married a black woman because I met her and I fell in love with her and I wrestled with it.
What did you wrestle with? You just wrestled with the fact that she was black?
Wrestled with the fact she was black, wrestled with the fact that my father may never speak to me again, wrestled with the fact that is this really what I'm going to do? Because once I make this decision, once you make a decision in your life, you can't modulate it, right? So I walked away from many things for the love of my life.
Because I would think that the first principle of being loyal to whiteness is to reproduce with and or marry somebody white, because that is the pinnacle of loyalty to whiteness. And you raise black kids, though, too, so I think you kind of sacrifice some of your white. Other white people would, Alan, hold on a second. But wouldn't you think that other white people that would also call themselves loyal to whiteness would call you a traitor?
They do.
So then why are you loyal to whiteness when whiteness calls you a traitor?
There was a thing on me, man, where they were supposed to, do what they do. But they ain't going to do it because of who I am and the stuff that would come down on them if they did do that.
You said there was a thing on you. What is that? What does that mean? Explain that.
What do you think? I'm
asking.
I shouldn't be walking around breathing and doing what I do.
People smoked me. They wanted to kill you.
Yeah, they did.
And these are probably white people. They're white folks.
They think they are, but they're not.
But you're loyal. You're still loyal to them because they're white?
Not at all. No, I'm not. I'm loyal to me and my wife. I got to go. I'll see you later, buddy. Bye-bye.
I was just getting started. That's not how I thought that conversation was going to go. I was expecting, and I wasn't even trying to be confrontational with him, because guess what? I'm loyal to black folks. I want black folks to be all they can possibly be. I want to identify where we are stopped and hindered and stifled and oppressed and judged, and I want to clear those barriers. I want a helicopter parent for black people until I don't have to do it anymore, until black people can realize the exact same outcomes and the same opportunities as everybody else, and I am loyal to black folks. I may have friends of every race, creed, ethnicity, national origin, but at the end of the day, I know that no matter where I go, I am looked at as black first. Every single stereotype that could ever be created is going to stick to me, unlike it sticks to any other race or culture of people. Therefore, I have to be loyal to black folks because we are all often in the same situation because of how people judge us. There's nowhere I can go to escape it, nor would I want to escape it. So I get it when he said he was loyal to whiteness, but him raising black kids and having a black wife, well, I'm not really sure. Him being loyal to his religion, that makes sense. People love their God, and it gives them hope, doesn't it? It gives them faith, and I got a lot of respect for that, because one thing that I see that is missing in our town every single day is hope. And wherever you get your hope from, I want you to maintain that source, because when things seem dark, you can't find a way out, you're troubled, you're feeling blue. If you have hope that things are going to get better, you're going to be all right. And if you have to get your hope from another person or from the good book or from maybe a hobby, maybe you do something in your free time that you like to get your mind off of the doldrums, I'm all for that. But no, I don't fault that man for saying that he was being he's loyal to whiteness, even though when I pressed him on it, he didn't really have any good answers. He's more loyal to him being a person of his word, which I don't think is indicative of one race or another. Fascinating stuff. And that wasn't even the direction I wanted to go in. I have a story that also tests people's loyalty, but then I want you guys to think about this as well. Take an inventory of your loyalty. And every now and again, you have to do that because you may find yourself loyal to the wrong things, the wrong people, and for the wrong reasons. So think about maybe your professional loyalties. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to pick it up. And then I have a story here where, you know, Donald Trump, the president of the United States, he was the 45th president, and he found a way to be the 47th president, too. Well, he values loyalty as well. So there's a particular story about something happening in his administration where they are prioritizing a sense of professional loyalty, and that's what got me thinking about this topic. How loyal are you? Some of you, not very. Others, loyal to a fault. We'll discuss it today on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back shortly.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 101.7 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
I've got to share that I am also a beneficiary of the Old National Bank Empowerment Loan Program. So, Tracy, with that being said, what is the Empowerment Loan Program?
Great. Well, the Empowerment Loan Program is a special purpose loan program that we launched 2 years ago. It has been a success. It was something, again, near and dear to the heart of not only our chairman and CEO, but just our organization as a whole. We work with contractors, consulting firms, retail food operations, daycares. In fact, so far, we've approved $50 million of loans to minority and women-owned businesses within a 2-year period.
And for those that are now leaning more into this conversation, what's the best way to get in contact with you as part of their interest in the Empowerment Loan Program?
I'm going to give you my cell phone number to the listeners. It's 414-687-7393. And if that doesn't work, feel free to reach me at my email, tracy.meeks@oldnational.com.
Tracy Meeks, Senior Vice President, Community Lending Market Executive from Old National Bank.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Ballerinas doing pirouettes inside of my snow globe. Shopping sprees in Soho, you had to see it. Strippers shaking and watching the dough blow. Ace trumpets in rose mode.
Our telephone number, if you don't know it, is 833-212-1017. I'm asking you as I'm asking myself, what are you loyal to? Where does your loyalty lie? I asked Rick just a second ago while we were on commercial break. He gave one of the best answers one can give. He said, I'm loyal to myself. You have to be. And that's not selfish, because guess what you're going to find? Ain't nobody going to be loyal to you like you. That's about the most sound advice I could ever give anybody. Be loyal to yourself. You know why you feel the way you feel. You have your own thoughts. You have your own creativity. Even if you explain it to somebody, they ain't gonna get it. Screw them then. Be loyal to yourself. Now, you can be loyal to yourself and also be selfless. But don't sacrifice your principles for another human being, because they may not understand. Let's talk to Lisa. You're on 101.7 The Truth. How are you, Miss Lisa?
I'm doing pretty good. I want to say that young man being loyal to himself, that's something that I didn't even think of when you asked that question. And that's something I need to work on, being loyal to myself, because I take too much off of people before I cut them out of my life, and they can, hurt me. So I need to start being more loyal to myself.
Yes, you should. And look, ain't nothing wrong with that, because a lot of us think if you give a lot of yourself to other people, or if you put them first, that they will put you on a pedestal and then they'll be loyal to you. No, they won't. No, they won't. They'll take advantage of you.
No. When I had a car, I drove people around from sun up to sundown and late into the night, and now I can't get a ride anywhere.
Hold on, did they pay you? Did they pay for your gas?
Some did, some didn't.
Huh.
And I just thought, well, let me do this for them because they really need to get here and they really need to do this. So I'm going to do this for them,
Do you have children, Lisa?
So, yes, I do.
All right, that says enough. All right. Well, you be loyal to you, Lisa, and if you ever need some help with that, you call us. We'll give you some tips on how to be loyal to yourself.
Okay, well, listen, I'm loyal to my God to
Amen.
a fault.
Amen.
That's the part I had to say. And his name is Jehovah God. And I wanted to say, it's been times I've been in the worst place ever and didn't know how I was going to get out of that bad situation. And it just magically just worked its way out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, I didn't know where to turn, what to do, but stuff happened. I mean, like miracles. And I know it was him. And for somebody to have my back like that, I'm totally loyal. Well,
thank you. And thank you to Jehovah. Did Jehovah say amen? Do you guys say that?
Yeah, through your son, Christ Jesus. Amen.
Amen, Lisa. You have a good day. Amen.
Okay, you too, sweetheart.
Oh, all right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. She sounds like the nicest lady ever. And she probably got taken advantage of by a lot of people because she's nice. Here's a way in which you can test other people's loyalty to you. You may have people in your life, maybe they're friends, maybe they're family, whatever. It might be your spouse. And you prioritize them. If they need something, boom, you're there. In fact, they know that they don't even have to ask you twice. Whenever they need something, boom, they got you. And you pride yourself on being there for your people because guess what? You're loyal to them. You love them. You care about them. You want to see them do well. And you will sacrifice some of yourself, some of your time, some of your money, in the case of Lisa, some of her automobile to these people. Here's how you test their loyalty to you. And only exercise this with caution because you have to be prepared to get your feelings hurt and get your heart broken. How do they react when you say no? The people that you've been loyal to, they call on you when they need something, and they may call on you often. And sometimes you may help these folks even when you know they may not deserve the help, but you do it anyway because you were loyal to that person and you want to be consistent. Like Allen, who called in and said he was loyal. A man of his word, right? That's where his loyalty is. He also said he was loyal to his race, but couldn't really explain it. How are you a white person and loyal to your race? And then, whatever, none of my business. It is what it is. But the people that you are loyal to, they ask you for things and you provide. How do they react when you say no, or you can't, or you have something else to do? People that are loyal to you will understand. Hey, can I get a ride? Somebody that you're loyal to may ask you for a ride. We'll use Lisa as example. Can I get a ride? So I gotta go here. I got a job interview. And you say I can't give you. I'm sorry, I can't. You're apologetic. You can't give them a ride. People that are loyal to you will say, okay, I understand. I'll go find another ride. People that are not loyal to you will get mad at you for not serving them. Cut those people off. Look, that's the thing, though. They're telling you by them getting upset that you're not helping them. That tells you everything you need to know. They ain't going to change. They ain't going to get better. There's only one way to react to that. If someone asks you for a favor, and you've given favors to this person before. Maybe you're even upside down in the favors, right? you have provided more favors to them than they ever provided to you. Tell them no and see how they react. Or better yet, ask them to do something for you. People that are loyal to you, and especially those folks that you've done stuff for your whole life. You've been there for them all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter what it was. You've damn near gotten yourself in trouble for them. You've damn near lost your job for them. You damn near lost your money for them. Ask them to do something similar for you. And if they say they won't do it, they can't do it, or they're not going to sacrifice that for you, screw them too. Because we have to get back to a guiding set of principles here, because what's happening is you got folks in this world who maybe were raised or brought up to be self-sacrificing and to take care of everybody else, especially women. Y'all take care of everybody, but who's taking care of you? And this is not just a woman thing, but I think that we put a lot of pressure on women to be caregivers no matter what, and then they have nothing left. Like, you need a certain amount of bandwidth. Now, it took me a long time in my life to get to this point, but now that I'm here, I feel better than ever. I almost feel invincible. Clearly I'm not, but it's good to feel that way. Tell them people to screw off. If you can do all these things for them and they can't do anything for you, at least you know that they're not loyal to you. Very, very important information. Also, you need a certain amount of energy to get through the day, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what you have to be prepared for, right? You got to take care of yourself. You got to look out for you, because you can't trust everybody to look out for you like you look out for you. You understand it? So you need a certain amount. And when I say bandwidth, like, that's basically energy. You got to get up. You got to start your day. You got to get to work. You got to deal with your coworkers. That might take a little bit of your bandwidth. And you got some errands you got to run. You got to go to the store. You got to pay some bills. You got to take a look at your little checking account. You got to do all and that takes bandwidth away from you too. You may got to deal with an issue. You may got to deal with an issue with your significant other. You got to make plans for this. You got some stuff coming up. You didn't make the damn vacation plans. You got to book the flight and got to book the hotel. All of that stuff takes bandwidth too. But being loyal to another human being that will not return the favor, that can take your bandwidth as well. Next thing you know, you ain't got nothing left. That's why you may leave some responsibilities on the table. You had a whole bunch of stuff that you needed to do, but guess what? You're drained. You ain't got no energy. Don't let other people that aren't loyal to you drain your energy, because when you surround yourself with people that are as loyal to you as you are to them, they put energy back into you. You might have been running low on bandwidth, but those people that are loyal to you they'll say, look, no, let me help you with that. Oh, you need to go pick up the kids? I'll go get the kids for you. Oh, you need to go to the store? Well, I'm going to the store too. Give me your list. Your life will improve in every measurable aspect, except your credit score. Your credit score may not go up, but you'll just feel better. You know what it's like to have human beings pour into you? There's nothing like it. It makes you even more loyal to them. I am very weary of people who have what I call like this cult-like mentality, especially at a job. I never understood that. Like they have a great job. It's like if you're an entrepreneur, different, because that is your vision. That's your company. That's your business. It came from your creativity. I could understand being loyal to that, because entrepreneurs, as they're loyal to their job as being an entrepreneur, a business owner, they're also being loyal to themselves, because they started that job because they wanted to have their own professional endeavor. They were loyal to their own professional desires, and they created this business. What I'm weary of is when they, the entrepreneurs, hire people, and the people they hire also become loyal to the entrepreneur. I'm only going to be loyal to somebody else's vision at the point where it intersects with mine. But I never understood how somebody can just be loyal to a company just because you got a job. Now, you can be loyal to the job that you do, but you got to be loyal to your skill set that got you the job. There's a huge difference. Being loyal to a person or being loyal to a company is one thing. Being loyal to how good you are, being loyal to all those things on your resume, being loyal to the fact that you got an education and your education can be applied to your job, that's what you're loyal to. You don't sacrifice all that for another person's vision. Now, where people can work together is when we have a similar vision. But I am never going to be and will never be, and if I ever become this, y'all need to stop me, more loyal to a person than I am to my own experience. Because even if I am loyal to that person, They ain't going to return the favor. They just feel vindicated and validated when more people are loyal to them. Right? And here's the thing. You can work with those people. Absolutely. You can. But it can get a little dicey, right? If you are working with people that are more loyal to a person or a company instead of being loyal to the job, like the actual output. But the output is your input. I hope that made sense. I just found it really, really weird. It becomes very cult-like, but that also explains the phenomenon of Donald Trump. These folks ain't loyal to us, the American people, the voters, the body politic, and the taxpayers. They ain't loyal to the competition, or loyal to the Constitution, rather. They're loyal to Trump, and that's the problem. And that exists all over this country. It's not just the sycophants. A sycophant is someone who's like a slave to another human being. Sycophants don't just exist in the Trump orbit. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Be wary of those folks. Now, we talk bad about them, the people that are so loyal to Trump, but y'all probably work with people right now that are so loyal to the boss that they over here acting like a little snitch for the boss. You're not loyal to them. There's people in the Trump administration that's their whole job. They snitch on people that aren't loyal to Donald Trump. You're supposed to be loyal to the Constitution. You're supposed to be loyal to laws. You're supposed to be loyal to orders of the court, because if we don't follow those, we'll have a damn anarchistic, there it is. Whew, it's a tough one. Anarchistic society. Rick, be careful when you try big words on the radio. They may get away from you. Anarchistic. How about we take a break on that note, that anarchistic note? The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Need health care but don't have insurance? City on the Hills Health Clinic offers free medical care, mental health counseling, and dental hygiene services for uninsured and underinsured Milwaukee residents. They're on a mission to end generational poverty in all its forms, and you can be a beneficiary of it. If you've got a heart for Milwaukee and qualify as a Milwaukee resident, take advantage of City on the Hills Health Clinic today. Just visit cityonthehillmke.org. That's cityonthehillmke.org. City on the Hill, hope, healing, and health for our city. Visit City on the Hill today.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Ben Jammin with his truth.
Truth Nation and all the juicy jammers out there, can I be honest? Honest about what? Honest about me. Honest about following your dreams. Matthew 16, verse 26. What does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? I didn't know what I was getting into when my mother birthed me. I never imagined walking out of a job would lead me here. Back in 2017, I was working third shift at a grocery store, hating it. I knew I had to make a change. One day I walked out. No plan, just a leap of faith. 2 months later, I got a job with V100, and it was on and popping. I met Wiz Khalifa, Jerry Springer, Ice Cube, and Charlamagne the God. But in 2020, everything changed. COVID hit, and I was furloughed. But it gave me clarity. Clarity on who I was, who my real fans were, and what I truly wanted. After 8 months, I got an opportunity with 1017 The Truth. I got the chance to speak on air, and things took off. I started as a producer, and now I'm the host of Jammin' with Juice. I've spoken with the White House, NBA All-Stars, and even killed an unreleased track with one of your favorite rappers. Through it all, I remained vulnerable with you, Truth Nation, especially after losing my dad. But here's the truth. It's not just about following your dreams. It's about preparing for them. What you want to happen is going to happen. But if you're not ready for it, you have to watch it pass you by. As a great prophet once said, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. So if we're waiting for the divine timing of the George Floyd assassination, the time that I took for myself to become greater, or the vision of the CEO of our company, 1017 The Truth, or myself wouldn't be here. So I call it divine timing. I can tell you to follow your dreams, but it's much better if you prepare for them.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
nakupenda pia, nakutaka pia, penzi we.
I'm giving up on trying to say that word. I've been saying it wrong. A state of anarchy. Anarcharistic. You gotta have a set of principles. Unprincipled people are dangerous because they'll do anything and they're not predictable. You need somebody that's reasonably predictable. I don't like being around unpredictable people because they may put me in a situation that I didn't sign up for. I appreciate stability because the world in and of itself is unstable and becoming more unstable. And people are so willing to move their goalpost and change their own guiding moral principles for what they think is an opportunity. If you have to change who you are, ladies and gentlemen, it's not an opportunity, it's deception. Something may look really good. It could be a job opportunity. Money can do that. Money can get people to change who they are. But then you come to find out that money ain't worth it. I have had not many, but it was a good employment opportunity on paper because the hours were low, the benefits were fantastic, the money was excellent, but I had to become someone that I wasn't. And then what you'll find is the paycheck doesn't make you feel better. I would always rather do something that I love that is personally fulfilling and make less money than to make a boatload of money and be absolutely miserable. And folks think that, oh, wow, you have XYZ job. Oh, holy smokes, you make X amount of money. Oh, that must be awesome. You know how miserable some people are and make a ton of money? The money don't matter. That is one thing that I don't know if we talk enough about. If you hate what you're doing and hate everything about it, it's going to start to impact your life. It's going to impact your health. And that's the job. We got to talk about other people, too, because other people can mess your life up, too. They might be an ideal partner on paper. But if you're miserable with them, and what's crazy is you'll have marriages where you think, man, that couple is ideal right there. Look at her. She's beautiful. He's handsome. They got perfect little kids. They make a bunch of money. They got a big old house. They got nice cars. They got all those amenities. I've always looked at that with a raised eyebrow because this married couple that has all of these things, they've acquired all of those things so they can focus on the things and not one another. I've also seen some people living in some damn one-room shacks that are dirt poor that love each other more than Jesus loved us. I'd rather have that. I'd rather be broke with a woman that loves me than have a whole bunch of money with a woman I can't trust. I'll die on that hill because that love and that loyalty from that woman, money can't buy it. It can't. It's hard to come by. So how loyal are you, ladies and gentlemen? So when I saw this particular article, I was moved in a way that is rare because I read a lot of stuff and there's a lot of weird things happening in the world. I'm also coming to find out that the most honest journalism about the United States comes from journalists outside of the United States. There's been a number of lawsuits that the Trump administration has filed against different media companies, and they're settling. And when some of these media companies are settling, part of the settlement is they're going to give either more favorable coverage to Trump or they just won't say anything bad about him. And I think that's crap because you got to be honest about Trump. Otherwise, people will believe that the things he is doing is okay. Because if you don't see honest, straightforward headlines about how Trump ideas and policies and executive orders are hurting people, then you're going to think it's okay. It is not okay. But then when I saw this story, the FBI has reportedly stepped up its use of polygraph lie detector tests on FBI bureau staff as Director Kash Patel allegedly hunts for agents who have criticized his leadership or leaked information to the news media. So this is basically the FBI making people take a lie detector test to test your loyalty to both Kash Patel and to Donald Trump. That is insane. They're supposed to be loyal to the rule of law, the Supreme Court, district courts, loyal to the Constitution and loyal to the American people. If you work in the federal government, and I have, and if you put your loyalty anywhere other than those things that I just said, that's fine. You just can't work for the federal government. Go work in McDonald's. You can't work in the federal government if you're not loyal to us. That is what the American taxpayers are paying for. We need people to represent us in every aspect of the government because we, the American people, we can't be everywhere at one time. We got to have people looking out for us. That is the whole point of government, especially good government. You give me your platform, what you're running on, okay? You tell me what you're going to do. Your little economic policy, a little foreign policy, a little domestic policy, a little monetary policy, a little policy for the working class people, okay? And then we go and vote. And say, I like your policies versus the other person's policy. I vote for you. I trust you. And then you will appoint people that are similar to you because you won the election. The American people put their trust and their faith in you. You have to do right by those people that put their trust and their faith in you to execute the will of the people, not the will of a person. It might be the best job ever that I'm applying for. As I'm coming to understand, there is no best job when you work for somebody else. That may fly over some of your heads. Good, let it. The best job you could ever have is one in which you can be yourself all of the time. Too often, we got to be fake at work, and I hate it. And I'm not good at it. If you watch my facial expressions on YouTube, like when some people call, I try so hard to not make facial expressions, but I just get so, annoyed is putting it lightly. I can't hide it, But if there was I applied for something, who knows what the hell it is. And it was perfect. It was everything I ever wanted in a job. It was all the things. I got to travel and to fly first class, drink champagne out of crystal glasses, whatever else, okay? They said, Sherwin, we can't wait to have you on board. We're so looking forward to your first day. And they give me a start date. And then they start outlining all the perks. We're going to have all of the health insurances and all of the 401ks, and we're going to give you all the investments, and we're going to give you the stock options and the options for the stocks, and we're going to give you a black card where you can charge stuff. We'll pay for it. You get a travel bonus. You get a clothing allowance. We'll give you a car. We'll let you lease any vehicle that you want. And they'll say, Sherwin, if you're going to lease any vehicle on the company, please make it within reason. And I say, what do you mean within reason? They say, well, please don't have your lease payments be more than $4,000 a month for your car that we're going to lease for you. I say, I can do that. And they give me all of these things. They say, Sherwin, we want to allow you to be creative and be free and whatever it is you want to do because we're going to trust you. I said, okay. And then they say, all right, Sherwin, have a seat. I said, why? Why do you want me to have a seat? I'd like to stand. Well, we're going to strap this thing to your arm and to your head, put the electrodes on your chest. Going to make you take your shirt off, which clearly is not a problem for me. And we're going to give you a lie detector test because for all of these things that we're going to provide for you, we want to make sure that you are loyal to us. I said, now remember, this is my dream job. Some of y'all would allow it. I say, so where are you guys going to put the electrodes for the lie detector test? Well, we're going to put some on your arm. We're going to put some on your chest. We're going to put some on your head. We're going to test your brain waves because that's what we do with a lie detector test, even though I don't even know if you put electrodes on somebody's head with a lie detector test. For some reason, with this lie detector test, they do. And they're going to put all the electrodes on me. I said, do you have a separate electrode to put down here? And they'll say, well, what do you mean down here? On my ass, because that's what you can kiss. I ain't taking a lie detector test. You can take your 401ks and your $4,000 a month car and all of the salaries and all of the champagnes and the crystal glasses and all of the private jets. No. Can't do it. Because it'll come back to bite you and all of the things that you got, all the benefits that you get won't be worth it. You got to think about this. That's why they're offering all of that stuff to you, because they want you to sacrifice who you are for them. I ain't joining no cult. The most coveted thing that you can have as a human being is to be a free and critical thinker. Every decision that you make needs to be based upon your principles and your values. If you lose that, then nobody is going to respect you. And more importantly, you got to be able to respect yourself. Self-respect and pride is a big deal. One of the many issues that I have with organized religion, if I'm not mistaken, and I very well could be because I am no expert on the religions, isn't pride a sin? Pride is a bad thing. I can't be a part of a religion where pride is bad. I have to have pride. I have to be proud. I had to be able to stand on my own principles because the world is going insane. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, and there are people that are just going along with the insanity because they have no sense of pride. And I'm starting to witness it, and now that has infected our politics. I'm going to take a break and come back and talk more about this story where the Trump administration, especially in the FBI, are giving prospective employees lie detector tests to test their loyalty to Donald Trump and Kash Patel, the FBI director, instead of testing and monitoring their loyalty for the American people, the rule of law, court decisions, and the U.S. Constitution. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Good Karma Brands would like to send out a big congratulations to Tori Lowe. Tori recently received a proclamation from both the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. So going forward, July 5th will now be recognized as Tori Lowe Day. Tori's activism, advocacy, and hard work makes Tori more than deserving of this recognition. Tori's family at 1017 The Truth celebrate Tori for always being about that action. And we know this is just the beginning, and there is so much more to come as a result of Tori's efforts and leadership. Congratulations again, Tori.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 per day. Plus, skip the wait in the fast lane and enjoy unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. Visit any of their convenient locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com. Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome back to the program. A lot of y'all have a lot to say about Allen's telephone call, about him saying that he is loyal to his race. Why is that so offensive as black people? Why do we get offended when a white person says they're loyal to being white? We know the hell they are. That's the whole point of being white. There's no point in being white and having the supremacy that they have and having the privilege that they have. Aren't you loyal to your privileges? If you do something, and maybe you studied hard and you went to school and you got a degree and that provided you the lifestyle that you have, aren't you going to be loyal to that? Aren't you going to be loyal to the things that deliver for you? Of course. Don't get offended by that, because black folks will tell you, whether they believe it or not, or whether they actually exercise it or not, black folks will tell you they're loyal to the black community. Black folks are loyal to one another, that we're in this fight together, we're in this struggle together. We pride ourselves on our loyalty to one another, and nobody gets mad at that. In fact, if you told a white person, I don't know how you work this into casual conversation, but if you tell them, like, yeah, I'm loyal to my community, I want to fight for my community, I see where there's a whole bunch of disparities that 25 years into the 21st century are unnecessary and are very harmful, and you may say to this white person, I want to eliminate those. I want everyone to be able to have the fair shot at the American dream. That white person wouldn't get mad at you. In fact, they would applaud you for it. But then if that white person says, well, samesies, we get mad at them. We can't. We just have to have an understanding of it. Their ancestry now depends. There's a high level of variation now. But their ancestry was brought here to dominate, to own, to rule, to control, and to build wealth. And if they have embodied those principles throughout the lineage of their family and their heritage and their national origin, why would you expect them to divorce themselves from that? Here's the problem. It's counterintuitive to black progress, though. But we want white people to divest themselves of their privilege, which has given them opportunity. That's why they can do certain things and not get in trouble. Or if they do get in trouble, they might get elected president. Why would we expect Donald Trump to divorce himself? Do you think that Donald Trump would ever say, you know what? I should go to jail. I should. I broke the law. I shouldn't be president. Let me just go ahead and resign. Hey, J.D. Vance, come on over here, dude. You're going to be president now because, I'm going to forsake all of my privileges. Trump would never do that. In fact, isn't he the perfect embodiment? And maybe this is something that we fail to see, or we don't want to see it, or we don't want to admit it, that Donald Trump is the perfect example of white supremacy. Like, he got in a lot of trouble. I don't know if you guys know that. Like, a lot of trouble. A lot of impeachments, a lot of malfeasance. He even cheated on his wife a bunch, paid off a whole bunch of women, committed election fraud, committed business felonies in New York, inflated his real estate values, and would borrow money based on faulty real estate assessments. They would lie about the square footage of Donald Trump properties. You can even go back further than that. When he was involved in real estate in New York in the early days, they didn't want black people to rent their apartments, violating federal housing discrimination laws. And he got away with all of it. Donald Trump ain't been close to jail. And he dodged the damn draft. Dodged the draft and is president of the United States. Wouldn't more white people want that? Like, isn't that the dream, to commit any crime that you want to and not ever go to jail or have to pay any kind of a price for it? That's almost as good as being able to eat an unlimited amount of chicken wings and never get fat. I had some chicken wings the other night for the first time in a long time, and I regret nothing. I ate a lot of chicken wings. I feel bad for some of those chickens. There's a bunch of chickens running around here with no arms, and it's my fault. Especially if you prepare those chicken wings at Points East Pub. That's a nice wing right there. And as far as I know, they only got one flavor, Points East flavor. Rick, you ever been to Points East to get some chicken wings?
It's over there by that pick-a-save, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, I had it one time. They had a couple of different flavors and stuff, but I really wasn't crazy about it.
All right. Well, Mr. B's has good chicken wings. Mr. B's chicken wings are so good. I went there one night a little while ago just to hang out with Craig. And Craig, first thing he gonna do, going to Mr. B's for me is like going home. He's like, hey, man, you hungry? I said, no, I'm not. Not hungry, Craig. He's like, yeah, okay. Ha, ha, ha. Then he went and disappeared.
Even he knew that's a lie. We know you love food. Yeah.
Who doesn't love food? It's delicious.
You love burgers, custards, salads. You like to eat.
I had a very good Greek salad yesterday. My favorite Greek restaurant, well, I got two. If I want like upscale, fancy pants Greek, Ouzo Cafe on Milwaukee Street, hands down, period, point blank. In fact, if Frankie is there, Frankie's the owner, Frankie's there, you tell him I sent you. But you better tip. Don't go to my restaurants is not tip. So that's the Fancy Pants Greek, the Ouzo Cafe on the Milwaukee streets.
Oh, yeah, you was just there. I seen that.
But my other one, if I want, like, down home, like, soul food, Greek food, like, ghetto Greek food, Cosmo Cafe on, like, 72nd and North Avenue. Yeah, buddy.
That's the Wauwatosa area.
It is, yeah. Greeks are the blacks of the Mediterranean. They are. Like, Greek women are very similar, and they're built like black women, too. Greek women are thick. I want to go to, like, spend a lot of time in Greece. Like, I don't want to go for, like, a week. I want to go for, like, 6 months. I may never come back. Go over there where Giannis is from. Just cover my body in baklava and just rub honey all over my body. Baklava is probably the finest culinary delight. It's so delicious. It's the little thin phyllo dough, and they soak it in the honey, and they got the walnuts. Man, listen to me. Bury me in that.
Are you okay?
No. I'm not.
What the hell's going on?
Not even a little bit okay. So, yeah, don't be shocked by what Allenz said, that he was loyal to being white. Now, he couldn't really explain it, but I think I knew what he meant. And he also probably didn't want to sound like a hypocrite, because I think that Allen can still absolutely positively love his whiteness and love what it's done for him and love his heritage, because it makes him who he is, and Allen likes himself. But don't get mad at him when he says he's loyal to his white race. The FBI has reportedly stepped up its use of polygraph lie detector tests on bureau staff as Director Kash Patel allegedly hunts for agents who may be disloyal to the organization. Sources told the New York Times that dozens of FBI personnel had been questioned. That includes senior employees, and asked if they had said anything negative about Patel or the president. And another who was subjected to an interview as the Bureau sought to discover who told journalists about Patel's, quote, unusual requests for a service weapon. The lie detector test, the sources said, mark a break from precedent at the FBI, where such tests were more commonly used against those thought to have betrayed the United States. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM will be back for hour 2.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. Please join me and the Truth team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our 3rd annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Enough is enough. Now it's time to bring an end to senseless violence in our community. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com to sign up today.
Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 101.7 The Truth, hosted by me, your boy, Benjamin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teams will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives.
I'm here to discover different levels about myself.
I'm really here to get my name out there and have a different perspective on life.
So tap in every other Saturday at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to the 8 Block.
Carrie, where's Tori Lowe and Dr. Ken at? I'm trying to knock these commercials out.
How am I supposed to know, Sherwin?
Well, I'm about to do their parts because my impressions are on point anyway. This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon, and I want you to download the Truth app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store so you can never miss my show or any of the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Really, Kyle?
Sherwin, you are crazy.
Sherwin, your impression of me is horrible. Move. Give me my mic. I guess I'll just repeat what Sherwin said. Go to the Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the 101.7 The Truth app today so you can take the home of Milwaukee Black Talk with you wherever you are.
Can't listen live? Download the new 101.7 The Truth app on your smartphone today to catch up on all your favorite shows. Search 101.7 The Truth on your Google Play Store or Apple App Store so you don't miss out on any of the action.
Dear employer,
My name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Donizer. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data,
to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Today is Beyond the Mic Day. See you guys in Mr. B's tonight at 5 o'clock. Come hang out. Get a beverage. Meet some people that you chatted with. Everybody is very nice. All the people that listen to this program are nice. So come hang out with them in a social environment. Have some great conversations. Have a couple of beverages. Don't overdo it, all right? Don't overindulge. Try not to, anyway. No, but it's always a good time, and I look forward to chopping it up with you guys. Because the conversations are different in person. I prefer conversations in person. I'm a conversationalist. You know what I mean? You get to see people's facial expressions and their reactions in real time when you have conversations in person. And plus, I think something is still missing because COVID had shut us off from each other for a while, and I think that we're still chasing that. It's weird, though, because the internet has isolated us. Because you can have a group of people online. But because I lived my childhood without the internet, I didn't really get connected to the internet until I was like 19, which is an adult. And so I had lived the analog life where we went and did things. We went places. We had community experiences with people. You were around people. Nobody sat in the house. Now people sit in the house all the time. I don't like sitting in the house. Sometimes I just go somewhere. I don't even know where I'm going. I just get in the Volt, make sure it's fully charged up, and I just go for a ride. May go visit a friend or something. That used to be a part of growing up. Did y'all ever used to just go visit people? Like with your parents, you just go visit old people. And I didn't like it because they always had plastic on their couches, and it was always hot in their houses. And they had that crystal dish with hard candy in it that was the same. No matter how many years you've been going to that person's house, they had that dish with candy. Sherwin, you want some candy? No, ma'am. I don't want no candy. That was a regular routine. We would go visit relatives and go sit in our hot-ass living rooms. And it always smelled like Newport smoke. That is lost on this generation, I think. And it's unfortunate because people they're not as accountable for their words. And it's very annoying to me because I'm old school in that regard. Like if you say something to somebody, you should be able to say it to their face, confront them with it, because you can say stuff on the internet under a fake screen name and then like run away and hide. Come on now. All that is a reflection of who you are. Look, I've done it too. All right, fine. But I had to. I'm saying I don't like doing it. I'd rather just, because in somebody's face, you wouldn't say a lot of that stuff. And so I like the in-person interactions, because I still am a fan of people. You got to love people. There's some really great people out there. There are. And I just feel that great people's voices are being drowned out for those who are more angry and who are just louder. And let's not drown out the good people. So for a good portion of my programs this week, I did a lot of deep dives into election data and voter turnout and who voted for Donald Trump. And we come to find out that the coalition that we will need to build to defeat Trumpism, because someone else will be coming up behind him that might even be more sinister than he, because they may be smarter and they may understand federal policy better than Trump. Trump is very impulsive. But if there's someone who is learning from his impulsivity and they may see how it's counterproductive, how impulsive he is, like there's someone who is studying Donald Trump, because they will be an even worse authoritarian, totalitarian dictator than he. And I'm worried about that. But there is a coalition that we need to build. Because I just personally, you know what, this is just a Sherwin thing. I don't think it's productive for the United States. I don't think it's productive for these random ICE raids to just be snatching people up without warrants, without any due process. Like, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's good for the country. I think that that shows a real lack of stability. And America needs to get its stability from somewhere, and I do not know where that somewhere is. It used to be the slow, methodical, predictable movements of the federal government, but now that's been thrown into chaos. Just saw a video, and now they're offering, it's a $50,000 reward. You all want 50 G's? There's a video of a dude shooting at ICE agents. Can't say I feel bad for him. They were somewhere in California, and they raided some agricultural operation. I want to say it was a legal cannabis farm. They just showed up and just started snatching people. And they show a dude because there's an aerial camera. I mean, it's not nice, but also just snatching people up and sending them to places where we'll never see them again. You got to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that's not nice either. And so they show this aerial view of the area where the ICE agents were snatching people, and they show this dude pull out his pistol and black it. Then he puts his pistol away, and then he starts running in the other direction. There will be more of that. Now, here's what else I fear. I fear that federal agents and ICE agents will be even more brutal in their attacks on innocent people, because people are innocent until they're proven guilty. You may think somebody's in this country illegally, but you don't know what their visa status is. You don't know why they're here. Some people get visa status and temporary status because they came over here to see a doctor, or they came over here because we needed their skill set, or we needed their labor. You can't just be snatching people up like that. That ain't how it works. So this dude was shooting at the ICE agents. Now there's a $50,000 reward out for this fella, but you can't really see his face. But you see that pistol, though. And I fear that there'll be more than that, more of that taking place, which does not create a sense of security and stability in this nation, because America is always teetering on civil war. It's either groups fighting against one another, or it's political parties. And I got some information here about the Democrats. The Democrats are in a lot of trouble. They are not gaining momentum, nor are they being seen as the righteous political party in the face of Trumpism. They're just seen as basically a party that white people are leaving, which to some of you sounds great. But if we don't build the coalition to stop Trumpism from taking root in future elections, then we're going to be in a worse situation than we are right now. And we're only 170 days into this administration. I got to keep reminding folks, it's still really, really early. We haven't even gotten near the 6-month mark yet. Well, no, I take that back. 6 months is 180 days. So we're almost at 6 months. We're not close to a year yet. And it could get worse before it gets better. But the most startling thing that I found in my analysis of all the information, data, and the voter turnout, it's white women. White women are not only they're the largest voting bloc numbers-wise. There's 109 million white women that vote in this country. That's a ton. And 53% of them voted for Donald Trump. Now, they were fortified by another group, white men. Ain't that crazy? White women outvote white men. Now, white men voted like 60% for Trump, but white women voting at a 53% clip for Trump, that's enough for him to win. That's it. That's all it takes. That one racial group. And then I also would say to you, if you were white in this country, like when Allen called in during hour one, why would you want to forsake your privilege? White people can still elect whoever the hell they want. But we hear this thing about black women. Black women are the most democratic voting, true. Most loyal to the Democratic Party, also true. And when black women vote, this is when they vote. What troubles me is black women between the ages of 18 to 39. Their turnout is 34%. Okay? White women in the same age group between the ages of 18 and 29, 58%. So our elections, potentially, especially in local elections, can be lost when the most loyal group to the Democratic Party votes in a third of their number. That's not how you get Planned Parenthood funding. That's how you lose it. But white women between the ages of 18 and 29, fortified by their mamas and their grandmamas, is what puts Trumpism in full control of the United States of America. And I just don't think it's productive. I don't think that we're in a better position. Everybody's on edge. We don't know what the tariffs are going to be. They say the economy is headed for a recession. That ain't good because some of y'all are looking to find a new job. It's going to be tougher to find a new job. Interest rates are still too high. You can't refinance your mortgage. Some of you would love to sell, but you can't sell because the mortgage you would get on your new home would make it unaffordable. There's just a lot of just stuff going on, and the Democrats are seen as not rising to the occasion. Now, as time goes on, as we get closer to the midterm elections, which will be huge, but the midterm elections are also going to be a litmus test for what happens in 2028 when we go vote for president again. And I'm going to probably interview a bunch of people because I want to get perspectives on, where the Democratic Party is and what the leadership is talking about. But I'm just tell me who to vote for. I'm loyal to the Democratic Party because they have been loyal to us. They at least give black people a voice. They support African Americans in leadership positions. Hakeem Jeffries is 5 congressional seats away from being Speaker of the House. That, honestly, and quote me when I say this, Hakeem Jeffries being the first African American Speaker of the House, bigger than Barack Obama being the first black president. Wait, I'm serious. You're going to have to hear me out, though. Let that play out, and you're going to be like, oh, snap, Sherwin, you're right. I mean, you're not going to say that for like 10 years, but it will end up being a much more powerful and effective position. Because being the executive has limitations. Trump thinks it doesn't, but it does. Controlling the congressional legislative agenda and putting people on committees and creating the federal budget and funding our priorities at the federal level is way more power and flexibility than the executive has. And having the power to create a legislative agenda that can usurp any executive order signed by a president, tremendous amount of power. So I'm pulling for that. Y'all just tell me who to vote for. I'm not in the business of telling you all who to vote for because clearly you don't listen. You just tell me when the election is and who I need to vote for. Black women, most loyal voting bloc for the Democratic Party. Here's the problem. How many black women do you think there actually are in this country? I think we have been under a little bit of a false impression. So when they had a U.S. Senate race in Alabama in like 2017, and one of the Trump-supported guy was a pedophile. You remember this? And Doug Jones beat him. His name was Roy something. Trump endorsed him, and this was a dude when he was district attorney in his mid-30s. Everybody in the town knew that he would go to the shopping mall and look for 16-year-old girls. I'm not kidding you. This guy was almost won a U.S. Senate seat. So there's a guy named Jeff Sessions, who was Donald Trump's first attorney general. When Jeff Sessions left his U.S. Senate seat in Alabama, there was a special election. Doug Jones ended up winning that special election. And we like Doug Jones because he went back and prosecuted Klan members that murdered African-American civil rights activists in the 60s. So Doug Jones went and re-prosecuted, relitigated those cases in the 90s and got those Klansmen to serve life in jail. So we like Doug Jones. He did some good things, okay? We like him. So Doug Jones runs for the U.S. Senate, and then the guy who's running against him, the Republican that was supported by Donald Trump, he was dating a 16-year-old girl, and he was in his 30s. Now, I'm not kidding you. I can't make this stuff up. And he asked the 16-year-old, he justified it by saying, well, I asked her mother. Her mother said it was okay that at 35, I could date her 16-year-old daughter. That's some Alabama stuff. And that's fine, but I also don't want that in the U.S. Senate. So it is what it is. But they said, not black women voted and a 98% number for Doug Jones. And then we started celebrating this huge percentage in which African-American women, and they get pedestalized. And that's great. That's wonderful. And then Kamala Harris is the black lady. Anybody checked on her? She okay? We should check on her. Make sure she's all right. So then Kamala Harris gets to be Joe Biden's vice presidential pick. Yay. And then Ketanji Brown gets on the U.S. Supreme Court. Yes, because black women vote 90% for the Democrats. And Joe Biden appointed more black women to the federal district courts than certainly more than any other president before him, and maybe more than all the other presidents combined. And Joe Biden really wanted to make good on his promise to deliver for black women. Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness program, which is effectively over. In fact, if you were in the SAVE program, your interest is going to start again on August 1st. And people are seeing their credit scores drop because their loans that were put in administrative forbearance under the Joe Biden student loan forgiveness program, all of that is stopping. It's so bad if you got student loans. It's real bad. But the whole impetus behind student loan forgiveness is because black women carry more student loan debt than anybody else. A lot of folks didn't know that. Similarly, the impetus for the Affordable Care Act, because folks say, oh, Barack Obama didn't do anything for black folks. No, he just didn't do stuff you paid attention to. Barack Obama got the data, and it showed that African Americans were the least insured people in this country, and we had more pre-existing conditions and more comorbidities than anybody else, and we were getting turned down and our claims were getting denied more than anybody else. That's why we have the Affordable Care Act, because Barack Obama took the single most poignant issue that was impacting African Americans, our terrible health, and created the Affordable Care Act. So let me get back to black women now. Joe Biden dedicated a lot of his administration to recognizing black women because of their loyalty to the Democratic Party. And nobody can argue that. One of the covert reasons why I think the hardcore right didn't like Joe Biden so much is because they knew that he was doing all of these things for black women. Why do you think, let's go back to Obama because these are really great case studies. Do you guys have any idea why they were so against the Affordable Care Act? You remember how mad the Republicans were? Damn it, affordable health insurance, this is terrible. What do you mean insurance companies can't discriminate against people that have pre-existing conditions? What do you mean that you can't have a lifetime maximum anymore? Your insurance company has to cover you. This is terrible. All the things in the Affordable Care Act were things that people in this country needed desperately. And why? Did you ever think about that, why they were so mad at it? And it wasn't just because Obama came up with it, because Obama came up with other stuff that Republicans actually like. Whenever Obama bombed the country, the Republicans, he's actually doing what he's supposed to be doing as president. But when it came to the Affordable Care Act, they were more mad at that than anything else. In fact, they tried to give it a bad nickname. Obamacare is actually a slur. I like it, Obamacare, because you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say Obamacare. But Obamacare was actually a slur. Republicans were against the Affordable Care Act, just like they had been against health insurance for all. Lyndon Johnson, I think even before that, presidents had proposed universal health care for Americans because we can afford it as a country. It's not even a matter of cost. And they try and scare you and saying, oh, the care is going to go down. No, it won't. It will not. The reason why we never had universal health care in this country is because white legislators don't want black people to get it. Even though white people would get it too, and Asian people would get it too, and Indian people would get it, and Jamaican people, everybody would get it. They didn't want African Americans to have access to health care. That's why there's still a donut hole in Medicare coverage. You got to pay for 20% of your health care coverage because they know that African Americans disproportionately have less money, make less money, have less equity because we were kept out of the housing market for so long, and they think that 20% will kill black people because we won't be able to afford our health care coverage when we get old. Sinister how your country works, but it is what it is. So Joe Biden dedicated a lot of his administration to black women. I think the biggest thing being picking Kamala Harris. There's going to be some books and documentaries that are going to come out that is going to discuss in great detail the fractured relationship between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, because she, I come to find out, actually wanted to break away from Joe Biden and be independent of him. And that interview that she gave, somebody asked her, I can't remember the reporter, but she was asked point blank, is there anything that you would do differently from Joe Biden? And she She wanted to say, hell yeah, that's a bunch of stuff. But she couldn't. She had to remain loyal. And I get it. That's why one of the reasons why we talked about loyalty today on the program. That loyalty to Joe Biden was to a fault. She lost a lot of votes. Now, would she have won had she said, yes, I do want to distance myself from Joe Biden? I'm not entirely sure. But I know that a lot of faith was lost in her because she did not distance herself from Joe Biden because of her sense of loyalty. And the thing about Democratic politics, as with Republican and Trump politics too, your loyalty gets you to the top. Not necessarily your merit, it's your loyalty. And when you have a bunch of people that are just loyal, you don't always have the best performing people, as we plainly can see. So with black women getting so much from the Biden administration as far as student loan forgiveness and very important appointments where black women had been left out, because Joe Biden knows black women, they voted for him. High numbers, 90+%. You know how many black women voters are in the country? 9 million. That's it. 9 million. That's not enough. Even though, and we're told, oh, black women vote 90% for Democrats. It's only 9 million. I thought it was like way more than that. If you look at eligible and registered African Americans in this country, it's like 18 million. Some of us vote for Trump. 80% of African American men vote for Democrats, 20% don't. Black women is 90%, right? So the 80% that black men contribute helps, but that still ain't enough. But the way that black women are pedestalized amongst the Democratic Party, you would think that their numbers would be much more robust. Now, I guess in close elections, sure, they could be a deciding factor. But it also is a reason why more and more white people are leaving the Democratic Party altogether, because Joe Biden had cast this die that really favors black women's political participation in the Democratic Party, even though black women don't have the numbers that we all thought. I'm going to take a break, come back, talk about the struggle that the Democrats are dealing with right now because they're not seen as a savior party. We'll discuss that on the other side. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, I'm Theo, and I'm a proud Riverside University High School Tiger. As a rising junior, I'm excited to get involved in the many opportunities that RUHS offers, like sports, clubs, and advanced placement classes. But what I love most about Riverside are all of the chances to grow and build relationships with classmates. Riverside is one of the most welcoming high schools in the city. On Saturday, August 23rd, from 11 to 3, come and join us for the Truth Family Fest. We'll have entertainment, food trucks, and vendors. See you there.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl DT from The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris. Now listen, at a critical time, through the Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, Old National Bank provided the resources I needed to sustain my business. Now the process had its challenges, but I was supported, and it was also an invaluable learning experience for future ventures. I am so grateful for the support that helped my business thrive. Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
What's poppin', Truth Nation? It's your girl Noni Juice from my friends at Steinhoffels. And right now, it's Black Friday in July at Steinhoffels, where the deals are hotter than ever. Save 10% store-wide, plus get amazing specials like a beauty sleep mattress for just $3.99 and discover brand new arrivals, including solid wood panel beds and made-in-America dining tables. And don't forget, Steinhoffels makes shopping easier with 18-month, 0% interest financing. Steinhoffels, Wisconsin's #1 furniture and mattress destination. Shop in-store or at steinhoffels.com.
Summer in Milwaukee is nonstop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season you already know. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture, whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit. Make sure you experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm not aware of too many things. I know what I know, if you know what I mean.
As I'm scrolling through the conversations that people are having on YouTube, and I'm probably a little bit behind where you all are, because I'll scroll and I'll stop, but the conversation will continue. I don't know what the hell is going on. Mr. Mahdi says, I'm feeding you today. Who are you feeding? And what are you feeding them? Oh, you're feeding Vanessa. Hold on, man. What's going on in the chat now? This is why I'd be worried getting y'all together in person, because y'all are some freaks. And I need to give a disclaimer. I'm not responsible for what happens when a bunch of y'all get together and get to drinking and eating chicken wings, wiping barbecue sauce off of each other's supple lips. I'm not responsible for that. It's the only Beyond the Mic I'm doing. Might be once a year. This might be the last one ever. I am interested in doing other networking events. I just don't know what it looks like, because there's a lot of folks in the city of Milwaukee that I think should know each other and should have a place to mingle. If you're of a certain age, there's the younger groups. There's like Social X. I think they're still around. There's other like younger professional networking groups that exist. But if you are 40 plus and you want to hang out with like-minded people, other professional folks, I think there needs to be something. And maybe these things exist and I'm just unaware of them, but I know several different cohorts of people that I believe should all know each other. So I'm putting together some plans. I put up a poll in the Hughes Views Facebook group. As you know, that is the Facebook group that corresponds with this program. A lot of what I discuss, articles and links, I'll post in the group so you guys can reference some of the things that we're talking about. And so earlier this week, I asked people to describe dating in Milwaukee in one word. And none of the words were flattering. It's like 50 plus comments. No one has flattering things to say about dating in Milwaukee. I don't think it's that bad if you're realistic in your expectation. Okay? Some of y'all expect the finest Chilean sea bass out there in the sea of dating. You're only going to get some carp or maybe some tilapia. You're not going to get the finest Chilean sea bass off of the icy shores of the Atlantic. You're not going to get that. You got to realize where you're at. You're in a small town. You're in a small market. And what you're left with here are people that can't leave. Everybody else that could leave left. So you got to be realistic in your expectations. I think if you're realistic, Milwaukee is perfectly fine. But also, some of y'all have been reading too many romance novels. You watch too many soap operas in the 80s. You're looking for your forever love. If you find it, I think that's fantastic. But just date for companionship. You know what I mean? Just date to kick it. Date to go out to dinner. Date to just go have fun. Date to, take somebody with you to the event. Don't think that they're going to be your be-all, end-all. That's ridiculous. Human beings have too many options and opportunities to think that one person can be everything. So what I was thinking was, what if these disgruntled singles in this city, in which there are many, that are always complaining about how hard it is to find somebody and they have nothing but horrible things to say about the dating pool in Milwaukee. I think one of the funniest responses to the question that I asked, how would you describe the dating pool in Milwaukee? And somebody said, peed in. That's terrible. But might be accurate for some of you. So I was thinking, what if let's say we did an event, private, invite only, where single people, unmarried, I got to stress that because the married folks will probably try to sneak in, where unmarried 40-plus-year-old professionally employed people can get together and mix and mingle. It's like a Beyond the Mic sexy version. And there's some interest in that so far, so maybe we'll explore that, because there's a lot of really good people in this town that I think would make great companions. I'm not trying to get people married off, but just a place where you can relax and have a drink, maybe have some food, and a little private event where you got to dress nice, you got to look good now. Ladies, put on that freakum dress and them knee-high boots. Fellas, wear a suit. And we just get folks together in that regard, because I want some of y'all to know each other and rebuild a sense of community. And if you meet somebody that you want to see again, well, I'm all for that. So I'm considering that too, because I do want to engage with the public and bring you all together, because I do know that radio is very communal and it's community building. And I can see that from the friendships that have formed basically around 1017 The Truth and this show and other shows. And I think that we need to further explore that, because I don't want to see a further erosion of our community. Read a couple of messages here, see what we got going on. Rodney says, Allen, what a clown. Loyal no matter what. How anything he or she does is okay. He drinks the Kool-Aid. Well, hold on, Rodney. Loyalty is not a bad thing. It isn't. You just got to be careful what you're loyal to. You got to first start with being loyal to yourself. There's nothing wrong with being loyal. Nothing. But you just have to make sure that your loyalty is not going to be exploited nor taken advantage of. And so the first thing you must be loyal to is yourself and your aspirations and your dreams and your progress and your career. There's nothing wrong with being loyal to those things. You have to put yourself first. Do not, and a lot of folks do this, and then they get mad. They give more of themselves to somebody else, and they think that's going to get them recognized, or they think that that's going to get them the same effort in return. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to. But here's the thing. You can't expect it to. If you do things for people, you have to just love to do stuff for people. You cannot expect anything in return. Like when it comes to the Christmas times, do you give gifts just in hopes that you receive one of equal or greater value? I don't. If I'm giving you a gift, I like you enough to buy something for $10 off of Amazon. That I'm giving you something because I want to show you appreciation. I'm not giving you something because I expect something in return, because here's the other unfortunate reality. Nobody ever gets me what I want anyway. That's why I got to be loyal to myself. That's why I'm very hard to shop for, because anything that I want, I'll just get it. Oh, Sherwin, I got you a gift. That's some of the worst words I can hear. No, I appreciate that. No, that's very sweet. Let me not sound arrogant. I appreciate when people are thinking of me, but it's something that maybe means something to them, but it may not mean the same to me. No, I appreciate somebody thinking about me. That's very, very nice. But when somebody says, oh, Sherwin, I'm going Christmas shopping for you, I'm like, oh, brother, it's going to be a sweater I would never wear. Some pants that don't fit. You know what I mean? It's just going to be some stuff that I probably don't want. All right, I'm going to take a break, come back. Continue our conversation. I was supposed to tell you all about the Democrats and how they're lost in the woods. And we, as the voters in this town, in this state, and in this country, we need the opposition party to do more, to be more, and to be responsive to the needs of the people. But right now, they're still reeling from the Kamala Harris loss. They're still not quite over that yet. Her name, I got an article here where her name is mentioned to run again in 2028. She can't. She can't. And I like Kamala. She's a nice lady, but she can't run again. All right, I'm going to take a break, come back, continue the conversation, talk about the Democratic Party. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be back shortly.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
For over 50 years, Cousin Subs has celebrated and embraced the traditions of their home state of Wisconsin. And now, Cousins will be honoring a Wisconsin tradition like no other with their pull tab giveaway promo. Now through July 6th, while supplies last, guests will receive a Cousins pull tab with a sub or sub-inable purchase for a chance to win Cousins Subs for a year and much more. For additional info and official rules, visit cousinsubs.com/pull tabs. One pull tab per customer per transaction per day. To receive a pull tab with no purchase necessary, see official rules.
Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 per day. Plus, skip the wait in the fast lane and enjoy unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. Visit any of their convenient locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com. What's poppin', Truth Nation? It's your girl Noni Juice with Tamara Castle from Associated Bank, and this is Making Your Money Work. I am so glad to be joined by Tamara Castle, AVP CRA Mortgage Loan Officer at Associated Bank. Today we will be talking more about first-time homebuyers and giving them some tips and some help. So the very first question I want to ask you is, I want to buy a home, right?
Yes.
Who do I contact first?
So you'll contact me through the website, so Associated Bank /TCastle. And of course, you could always give me a call, 262-888-3135. Text, leave a voicemail. We'll get you guys going.
All right, so that's step one.
Yes.
Now, this might not be step two, but it's definitely a good question that I have. Does Associated Bank have any assistance for first-time home buyers?
Yes, we do. So Associated Bank has different angles on assisting first-time buyers. The first one is we have a gift. So it's not a grant. So it's literally coming from our president to give first-time home buyers assistance with the down payment and closing costs. That's $3,000. So we can use that for, obviously, the down payment and closing costs. You can use it to buy down the rate. And pretty much every customer I have uses those funds for their first time. Because, again, sometimes it's hard to save. It's something that people use as a barrier. So we came up with, how can we assist customers? We really can't assist with credit per se, but we can assist with funds. And we don't want funds to stop someone from buying their first house. So we also have another grant called Down Payment Plus. That's $8,000. That can be also layered on top of our $3,000. So a lot of customers get those funds too. We do partner with Housing Resources, which has more funds. So they take care of the home buying education for us, and then we do the mortgage loan, and we connect all those grants together.
This has been Making Your Money Work, brought to you by Associated Bank.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
JD says, your smallest event produced a participant who vomited in someone's lap. I think the large groups are better behaved. Bruh. I don't even want to bring that up. That was a bunch of suspicious circumstances. So in January, we did an event at Blue, the lounge at the top of the Pfister Hotel downtown. We raised money for Axe Housing. I don't know, a few of y'all showed up. More people were there than I think folks thought. The main group was at the bar. And so that was yet another event. They're always so fun, where people who became familiar with one another via this show got to meet in person. And I don't want to mention any names. If you were there, you know who we're talking about.
So there was one lady who, for some reason, kept ordering Long Island iced teas. And after the second one, and I don't think they're a very big drinker, after the second one, I was starting to get a little cautious. But I'm the bartender, and the more drinks y'all bought, the more money we raised for Axe Housing. I'm just a humble servant. And so I looked around, and two individuals that were there were gone. Everybody else was still there, but these two left. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Well, it was a man and a woman. You know who both of them are. So the man sends me an inbox message on my Facebook because he doesn't have my phone number. And he says, Sherwin, this is what he said in the message. I got slimed. I'm like, hey, dog, I don't know you like that. What is you talking about, man? He was like, what? So-and-so threw up on my lap. And I'm putting two and two together. I'm like, explain this. Now, he didn't want to give all the details of it. So it was a stupid lie. Like, come on now. Don't lie about it. If you're going to reach out to me to let me know that somebody that you met at my event threw up on you, he said, well, she was hugging me goodbye. I'm like, oh, the two of y'all left together and she was hugging you goodbye. And he said, well, she threw up in my lap. No, I know exactly what she was doing, and she had too much to drink. And she threw up on his lap. So that's what happened at the last event. Sometimes y'all make me nervous to even throw events, because this is also a woman that gave me a lap dance at that exact same event and made it clear she was not wearing any undergarments. So so that happened. But no, usually the events are... What is the hotkey from the lady yesterday that made the soup? The bouillon. Do we have a hotkey from her?
Yeah, hold on.
I think we had. Like, I want to incorporate that one into the show a little bit more frequently because she gave us some gems.
It tastes so good.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, that's it. Let me hear that one more time.
It tastes so good.
I'm going to add it in the computer right now.
Oh, we're going to get some mileage out of that one? All right. The Democratic Party's credibility with voters has plummeted even further since the 2024 presidential election, raising alarm bells as the party looks to rebuild ahead of the midterms and the next presidential election. That's according to a poll obtained by thehill.com. The poll, which was conducted between May and June by Unite the Country, a Democratic super PAC, showed voters perceive the Democratic Party as, quote, out of touch, woke, and weak. So can we have a discussion about wokeness whenever you guys are ready to have a discussion about wokeness? Because if Democratic Party voters and loyalists to the Democratic Party are calling the party too woke, maybe we just need to have a discussion about this. Because here's the thing, and I've said this before, and I'm still going to stick to this thing that I'm about to say. You can have a candidate and a political agenda that speaks to everybody, every little thing, every itty bitty tiny nuance and small part of the party, even people that make up 0.1% of the population, even less as a vote share. And you can have the perfect agenda that is politically correct. And I see you. I want you to feel seen, and I want you to feel seen. And we incorporate all these people, and then you get a person of color because the Democrats love them, a person of color, and you get a woman because the Democrats love women because women are being harmed and women are oppressed and women don't make enough money, so you gotta get a woman. Democrats have been running women since the 70s. Probably some before that. But when Shirley Chisholm ran in 72, and then Geraldine Ferraro was the first woman on a presidential ticket, a Democratic Party ticket in 1984, Walter Mondale and Geraldine Ferraro, and then the Democrats ran Hillary in 2016 and then Kamala in 2024. None of them won. But you can have an agenda that checks all the boxes where everybody is happy. all of the different groups and the L's and the B's and the G's and the T's and the Q's and the pluses, just in case we missed anybody. And you have to have everybody. You got to have you got to have veterans, and you got to have, who else is in the constituents, and labor unions and teachers. You got to have everybody in this big tent, and you're going to lose. But your party and your platform checked all the boxes. It was diverse. It was a rainbow coalition. It was so welcoming to everybody, but you're going to lose an election, and you're going to lose an election to a man who is literally insane. You're going to lose an election to a man who has 34 felonies, who's been impeached twice, who paid porn stars, who violates the Constitution every single chance he gets, who violates court orders, who is just snatching people off the streets and sending them to foreign countries. So here's what you got, Democrats, and we're just going to have a conversation about it. You're going to have a perfect agenda where everybody is taken care of, and you look out for this person and that person. And yes, you have a part of the agenda too, no matter how weird and how low your voting numbers are. We're going to give you a big stake in this party too. The Democratic Party is for trans rights. It's not even that many trans people. But when it becomes a main platform, here's the thing. Everybody needs to be treated fairly. Let's just leave it at that. Don't just start splicing different groups and different people. That's too much. It's too complicated. And the Democrats are stuck on this agenda where everybody has a piece and everybody is named and everybody feels seen. Some of y'all don't need to be seen. You just need opportunity, the ability to get a job, make some money, be able to afford your life, have low interest rates, and have a good economy. Everybody ain't got to be seen. Every individual little cultural nuance that exists. And the Democrats are, no, everybody has to be seen. Fair enough. Put together a political party and a platform where everybody is seen. You're going to lose every damn election. When the Democratic voters that were polled says the Democratic Party is too woke, then there is a problem. Not only were they woke, they got too woke. I'm black and I don't like all this wokeness. Somebody need to go to sleep. Too much woke. Take a nap. Stop thinking that whatever your little offshoot issue is needs to be promoted front and center, because the conservatives and the Republicans, low taxes, Second Amendment, freedom of speech. That's it. They don't. Well, Southern gay farmers in the Alabama area need to have a special subsidy for gay farming. For gay farm animals, they need to have a special soybean subsidy from Nicaragua. Let's put that front and center of the Republican Party. It would never happen. The Democrats have gotten too specific and think that all these different little groups need to have their say-so, need to be front and center. Unnecessary, and it's killing the electoral process and progress of the Democrats. So we're going to have to figure this thing out. I'm going to take a break, come back, and further explore this poll where Democratic voters say the Democratic Party is too woke. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation, are you looking for a fun opportunity to showcase your clothing line, restaurant, nonprofit organization, food truck, or small business? Well, look no further than doing it at our Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. We are currently accepting vendor applications for our festival, and you don't want to miss out on this great opportunity to promote your business and be part of all the fun. To be a vendor at Truth Family Fest, visit truthfamilyfest.com and sign up today.
Ready to join the fun? With Girl Scouts Extended Year Membership from Girl Scouts,
you can sign up by June 30th and get up to 18 months of adventure through September 30th, 2026.
Girls starting kindergarten or first grade in 2025 will also receive 3 Get Ready with Girl Scouts activity books,
featuring games, crafts, and stories the whole family will love, for free. Plus, you'll even get a special gift from the Girl Scouts. Join today and get ready to grow, explore, and shine with Girl Scouts.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design.
Great
Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Join Outreach on Thursday, July 31st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. to learn how prenatal care, routine well child visits, and habits that empower parents for healthy pregnancy. Call 414-727-6320 to register today.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. We've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
LaRon says stealing money from a charity and using it for your own personal expenses is worse than any of those frauds. LaRon, I'm assuming some Republican somewhere may have done that. Republican voters will let Republican candidates and Republican office holders get away with anything as long as you keep the minorities out, send the Mexicans back, and let them keep their guns. They give a lot of latitude. I don't know if Democratic voters are as tolerant of their elected officials as Republican voters are. Let's just say the Republican Party branded itself as a political party of family values. Let's just say they did that. Let's say it worked for them because there are some people that believe in family. You know who believes in family? Black people. We love some family. We love it. We talk very glowingly and wax nostalgic about when our families were much tighter knit. We love it. We love family values. Well, let's say the Republican Party is a family values party. So I think the Democrats have done more to embrace all family types, even family types where it's two dads, two moms. Man, I saw this thing. I'm going to try and repeat it. It was very confusing. So hold on. Whew. Biological woman, but a trans man. Okay, presented as a woman, but I got to be correct in the pronoun. He said, "I'm a trans, like a woman, like with long hair and like just a woman." Okay, nobody would mistake this person for a man. So a woman, biological woman, but a trans man that's attracted to women. He called himself a straight man. And I'm not casting judgment. I'm just saying that stuff like that, when you pedestalize that in your political platform and then you campaign around the country, Democrats are now even sick of that. So looks like a woman, but they said that they're a man because they're a transgender man that's attracted to women. So I'm like, you're a lesbian. No, I'm a transgender man, as she flips her hair so femininely. I'm a man and I like women. I'm a straight man that likes women.
Yeah, no, I just wrote it out. That's a lesbian.
Exactly. Zach said he just scripted it out, but you can't tell that person they're a lesbian because they're not. They're a trans man that likes women, which I think there was a time in America where parsing through gender identity didn't take calculus because like you gotta wrestle with that one. You know what I mean? You gotta like kind of sit and a trans man. I know you had to write it out. I had to replay that video several times, and even the interviewer was just like, "Wait, what?" I'm a transgender man that, and I don't want people to get mad at me for saying this, but I think Democrats and they might pride themselves on being a family value political party as well, because that trans man that looks like a woman, presents as a woman, but considers himself a man, identifies as a man that likes women, well, they may want to have kids. That would be one of those situations where you can't say this woman is giving birth, this woman is going into labor. You have to say this fella, this man, he is giving birth. And I think that drives some people nuts. And who I think it should drive nuts are biological cisgender women, because now men are giving birth. I don't know. I know in 2018 when Miss Spain was a transgender woman, so born a male but transitioned, and then won the right to, because there's a lot of like local pageants and regional pageants in the country you got to win before you can represent your country in Miss Universe. And I sat with that one too, and I did a long radio show on that many years ago, that women often complain that they get treated poorly by men, that we marginalize them, we objectify them. And I'm thinking, like, okay, women still have pageants, even though I think they're going by the wayside and becoming outdated. But then when I looked at the Miss Universe pageant of 2018, women are losing things that women traditionally entered and won to men. So it isn't enough that men are already in this privileged position with our male privilege in society. Men become women and can win pageants as women. If I was a woman, if I was like a beauty pageant person, like my life was dedicated to winning beauty pageants, and I lost to what was once a biological man, I wouldn't be happy. Like, let's say I'm in a man pageant. Do men have pageants? Why not? Bodybuilding, but we don't have but women have bodybuilding. Okay, all right. What if, thank you, Zach. What if I'm a man, but I identify as a woman and I'm a bodybuilder? You know, men can get more muscles, but then I enter as a woman because I identify as a woman and I beat all the other woman bodybuilders. Knowing that women can't get as body built as me, I just put on a wig and, hello, I am entering in the 294-pound woman weight class.
Well, you do have a wig.
I don't know if I'm believable as a woman, though, Zach, because I have a beard. And I wouldn't. I was told, though, that I would make a good drag queen because I got high cheekbones. And I wasn't offended by that. I was like, oh, that's actually, thank you. That was that person's way of giving me a compliment. Like, I'm not offended by that. I've even had people accuse me of being gay because they thought it was some kind of a slur. I could care less. In fact, in some cases, fellas, I don't care if you think that I'm gay. If you think I'm gay, can I go shopping with your wife? No, if I'm gay, then yeah, me and your wife are going to go get lunch. That's all. I'm going to feed her. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be back for hour 3.
People need people, whether in Junior Achievement's BizTown, where students work together to run a city, or in the real world, where blood donors can help save lives. Join Junior Achievement of Wisconsin and Versity for a mobile blood drive on Tuesday, July 15th from 2 to 6:30 p.m. at JA's headquarters near Highway 100 and Good Hope Road. While you're there, tour Jim's JA BizTown, where students take on real-world roles like CEO, banker, and mayor, learning how communities thrive through teamwork and leadership. Sign up today at wisconsin.ja.org.
Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 101.7 The Truth, hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jammin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teams will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives.
I'm here to discover different levels about myself.
I'm really here to get my name out there and have a different perspective on life.
So tap in every other Saturday at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to the 8 Block.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Grammy Award winner John Legend.
Knowing that fight isn't over, knowing that we've got to stay motivated and stay inspired
Glory was a song that myself and Common wrote. Two brothers from the Midwest, from Chicago and from Springfield, Ohio.
Oscar award-winning actor Don Cheadle.
I know that we're the bright, shiny thing that sometimes gets the attention, but I would say don't listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Day one, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 3 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. I titled the show, How Loyal Are You? A lot of people are loyal to a political party. You're loyal to that political party because of what that party stands for. Now, I'm a Democrat. I'm proud of the fact, and I'll tell you why I'm a Democrat, and I can give you all of my reasons as to why I vote for Democrats. Now, let me also say this, okay? There have been elections over the course of my lifetime where the Democrat was a shoo-in for that particular office. And in the general election, I was going to vote for the Democrat. But if there was no Democratic primary, meaning there weren't multiple Democrats that we had to narrow down to one. So a primary election is you have multiple people of the same political party, and the top vote getter in the primary goes on to the general election, right? So if we have a primary for governor, you might have 10 people running for governor. The top vote getter amongst those 10 Democrats moves on to the general election. Our general elections are in November. Unless it's a spring contest, then our general elections are in April. Now, there have been contests where the Democrat had no primary and the Republicans did. And I'm not going to sit out an election just because there is no Democrat in that primary. What I have done, so if somebody ever asked me, Sherwin, have you ever voted for a Republican? I sure have, and let me tell you why. Because I can still be a Democrat and vote for a Republican. Now, there was a Republican primary. I believe it was for sheriff. Nope, couldn't have been, because David Clark ended up winning that. I will vote for a Republican so that the worst and least qualified Republican makes it to the general election, so it's easier for the more qualified Democrat to beat them. What election was that? Because I remember telling everybody, I was like, guess what, everybody? I'm a Republican. I voted for a Republican. They're like, what? Because if there's no Democratic primary and the only people that are running that were on that particular ballot, it was a weird special election. It had to have been a long time ago. But I voted for the worst Republican in hopes that they made it to the general election so the Democrat could sail to victory. I have also, if there's been no Democratic primary,
voted for a third-party candidate, if that third-party candidate is likely to take votes away from the Republican, making it easier for the Democrats. Sometimes you got to play chess when you're involved in an elections. But I don't vote for Democrats because I'm loyal to the party, because the party is screwed up right now. The party has lost its way. The party is still considering Kamala Harris. What could Kamala even say? Could you imagine if she came out and started campaigning again to run in 2028? The first thing she'd have to say is, I'm sorry. Even though maybe what she did and how she ran wouldn't warrant and I'm sorry, I think she still would need to apologize because of what Donald Trump did after her loss. Even though it's not entirely her fault, I have a feeling that if she did an adequate autopsy of that election last year, she would do a lot of things different. She may not have had Megan Thee Stallion on stage twerking. She may not have had Beyonce go to that event and not sing. She may have done a lot of things different. Who knows? She may not have done her interview with Carrie Noni and Benjamin. I don't know. Is that the interview where she talked about washing the collard greens in the bathtub? Somebody else mentioned that nationally. So that interview that Ben and Carrie did with Kamala Harris, why would she admit to that? That's disgusting. You know what? You know what's in bathtubs? Think about this. Asses, vaginas, penises. Like when you're in the bathtub, and Zach, you've taken a bath before. I sometimes like a relaxing bath. I don't take baths at home because I have my bathtub ripped out. I just have a stand-up shower.
And I can't fit in my bath at home.
You said you can't fit in your bathtub.
I'm too tall.
Oh, sure. You probably your legs and stuff is hanging out. But why would you want to wash food where naked people sit in water? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where
you out of your damn mind.
Yeah, exactly. So she admitted to washing greens in the bathtub. Who does that? What kind of country-ass, backwoods black folks would... That's naked human beings. I get freaked out when I see those videos of people making wine and they step on the grapes with their feet. Have you ever seen those? That's how they used to make wine.
I'm going to say, yeah, isn't that how you make it?
No, you can get a press. You don't need nobody's feet. I don't like feet like that. On very rare occasion do I ever get close to a foot, and I gotta like her a lot.
Bad boy. So good.
You know? Just saying, I don't really get... So I get grossed out by that. So why Kamala would say that, I'm not sure. But the fact that she's being considered in 2028 means the Democrats don't have a deep enough bench. And plus, she couldn't win again. Hillary Clinton was probably considered in 2020 and probably 2024. Hillary Clinton couldn't win again. If somebody runs for president, well, Trump, I guess, he could win again. Trump got worse. Maybe Kamala would have to commit some crimes. No, that wouldn't work either because we wouldn't elect a criminal black woman. I don't really know what the hell it's going to take, quite honestly. But I vote for Democrats because I have a set of principles. I want to be very clear when I explain this. I know what I want policy to deliver for people. I know how I want policy to answer questions that we have had about our republic since its founding. I want laws and executive orders and bills and budgets that seek to address problems that may have been created by the government in the first place, where the government may have got it wrong and allowed for people to take advantage of other people, that allowed for people to discriminate, that allowed for black people to be stuck in second-class citizenship for 100 years. Some results came from that, and those results were negative. And I have principles that say I want some of those things that resulted from 100 years of Jim Crow and de jure and de facto discrimination. I want policy to rectify those things. Those are my principles. The Democratic Party aligns with my principles. I don't just vote for Democrats just because. I have a series of policy ideas myself. And I will look for a political party that speaks to my loyalty to my principles and what I want to see delivered politically in this country. The Democrats just do a much better job of that. Maybe there'll be a third party one day that further speaks to what my principles are, and I'm loyal to my principles. I look for a political party that fits with me, not that I fit with. There's a huge difference. Let's talk to Al. Good morning, you juicy jammer.
Hey,
Hey, good morning to you as well. You know, I'm loyal to those people who are loyal to me, and those who are not loyal to me, I let them rot. Like maggots crawling out of their mouth, their nose, with blood shooting out of their eyes and ears, like their hemorrhoids busting from too much devil dust and all that cheap liquor. For some, you have to let them rot. My only issue with some of the Democrats, they're too nice. Sometimes them Democrats got to tell them sticky finger mother duckers what's really going on. And sometimes you got to hurt their feelings, because if you don't hurt their feelings, they will hurt yours. You had a lady who called yesterday, and she said, she was with a black man, but she voted for a Trumper, the one who makes the pot of stew, chicken stew.
Oh, he was Hispanic. He was a Latino. Yeah, the booyah soup.
But the bouillon. But let's be honest. Your heart can still vote for a Trumper, but deep down inside, the lips of your vagina know what it wants, and that's just keeping it 100.
So good.
That's keeping it 100. Just like them farmers, they love that big black monkey mushroom lips on that black woman, because they know the gripping power is profound and serene, okay? And that's what really pulled out arthritis right out the back. Just like some of these, non-black women, they'll vote for Trumper, but they fantasize about that big black long back. Negro DIC, you can add the last letter that's going through there, knocking off pH balances and detouring cervix. So that's nothing new. But I wanted to share something with you. This LGBT stuff, and I'm going to break it down. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. A lot of you straight men ain't right, and you know you ain't right. And some of you beat on your women 24/7 because you really don't want that vagina. You really want to drink that lead lateral. And it's many of you men who came home and they drunk another man's nut from the lateral of your woman's vajayjay. So I don't understand why y'all keep bringing up the LGBT. See, y'all think about sex. You don't think about if two people love one another or if they have something in common. Y'all always bring that up. And then it can't be nothing about population control, because if you was about population control, you wouldn't allow your woman to do fellatio on you on Daddy Day. And even during that time, you only giving her about 2 teardrops. Because some of y'all ball joints is all effed up, and it's not right. And some people on the street say it tastes very, very sour, which means your health is not on point, let alone your hygiene with that little skin down in between your booty crack and your nuts. You got to start cleaning that. But I just wanted to share that information, and somewhere down the line, black people got to just stand up and deal with the situation. Nobody's coming to help you, because what's going on with black people is black people problems. Now, it's good to have people to speak up for you, which is wonderful, but black people got to handle it. And before I go, there's always going to be a couple of sugar honey iced tea niggas who's going to go against the black people. But remember this, those sugar honey iced tea niggas who go against blacks, they're still at the back of the line, and they're still licking on master's feet. And no, I would never kiss you on your lips. I would let you kiss my ass, but I don't trust your tongue, because it looks like chicken liver and oral thrash. Have a good day.
Wait out before you go. Wait. Are you coming to Beyond the Mic tonight?
I'll be there. I'll get you a shot on the rocks. Scotch on the rocks.
Hey, thanks, Al.
Double shot.
Oh, all right.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.
Okay. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you right now. Can I be honest with you for a moment? I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to come from the heart right now. Please, allow me this moment. After that telephone call, I feel like I need to just be honest. Thai food is actually really delicious. It is. It is underrated Asian cuisine. Everybody likes Chinese food, whatever, Chinese food, whatever, the Mugu Gai pans and all of the Chinese food and General Cho's chicken and the sesame chicken. Okay, fine, shrimp fried rice. Okay, fine, egg foo young. Have you ever had a delicious pad Thai with shrimp? It's really, really good. I love
Thai food very much. It is one of my new favorites. I just like ethnic food. Indian food is very good too. It's very rich. It's delicious. It's delectable. And that naan bread, when you get that naan bread fresh out that oven, I don't even know how the Indians make the naan bread. I love it. It's you dip. I like dipping. I'm a dipper. I like dipping my food. I like dipping. Got to dip your chicken nuggets. You got to
It tastes so good.
It does. You got to dip. She meant that when she said that yesterday. Oh, so
good.
Her voice got deep with it. Okay, I'm gonna So we're gonna do a Beyond the Mic tonight. Hey, that's cool. This is pretty glad it's the last one because I don't know if I could handle this every month. All right, let's take a break, huh? We gotta regroup here. You're listening to The Truth. We do got to regroup, rethink, and reshape the black family. We got to regroup and reshape the black family, Truth Nation. Donald Trump. Hey, he a businessman. He like business. He be doing business. Hey, I don't like when they take innocent life. Don't hurt innocent life. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, DJ Brother Z. Out of nowhere, you just be summoning Zags. I'd be over there editing. You know what I'm saying, DJ Brother Z? DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Oh, hold on, I'm going to do it like him. Keep it locked right here on the Sherwin Hughes Show.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. Please join me and the Truth team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our third annual Walk Against Violence supported by 1MKE. Enough is enough. Now it's time to bring an end to senseless violence in our community. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com to sign up today.
At We Energies, we're committed to building a bright, sustainable energy future. We're investing in clean energy projects like solar, wind, and battery storage. As a leader in the decarbonization effort, our goal is to achieve net zero carbon emissions from our generation fleet by 2050. It's part of our plan to provide the affordable, reliable, and clean energy you depend on. Learn more at weenergies.com. We Energies, people you can trust, energy you can depend on. This message was paid for by the stockholders of WEC Energy Group.
Want to help build a better Milwaukee? 1MKE is a nonpartisan coalition of over 100 community partners, making it easier to plug into what matters. From local services that can save you time and money, to events that build community, to voting resources to ensure your voice is heard. Whether you're new to civic engagement or ready to level up your impact, there's a place for you with 1MKE. Learn more, get involved, and take their community feedback survey at 1mke.org. We are 1MKE.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Democratic Party has seen its support erode with white men, Hispanic men, and working class voters across the board, with approval ratings sitting below 35% across those demographics specifically. And enthusiasm within the party continues to wane in the wake of the 2024 presidential election, this poll did reveal. This is the reality of the perception of us as a party, and until we accept that, it's going to be hard to move forward, said Democratic strategist Rodell Molyneux. Rodell Molyneux serves as the senior advisor to a Democratic-leaning super PAC. There's a perception out there outside of the Democratic elites, and it's taken hold in not just the MAGA crowd, but people that should be with the Democrats. Democrats have been searching for a way out of the wilderness since their devastating loss in November, when they not only lost the presidency once again to Donald Trump, but also the House and the Senate. Since then, party officials have conducted a number of post-mortems, including polls, focus groups, and strategy sessions as part of the party's rebuilding effort. But Democrats are still feeling dejected and rudderless in the early months of the Trump presidency. An Associated Press NORC poll in May revealed that only 35% of surveyed Democrats are optimistic about the party's future. That number was 57% in July of 2024. And there is an overwhelming sense that the party lacks strong leaders, that same poll showed. Democratic donors and bundlers have refused to cut checks for Democratic candidates, citing the party's lack of enthusiasm and vision. Unite the Country's latest poll, which was conducted with voters in 21 battleground states across 21 battleground counties across 10 battleground states, revealed Democrats have not escaped the shadow of their loss in 2024, and voters' perceptions of the party remain the same, and that is low. Democrats have had opportunities to hit back at the Trump administration, including on tariffs, immigration deportations, and most recently, Trump's big, beautiful bill. But political observers say those moments were wasted. Quote, "I was frustrated during the one big, beautiful bill stuff," said Steve Shale, Democratic strategist and CEO of Unite the Country. "We missed an opportunity to really define a different kind of vision." So if I step back and just view this, and if I didn't know a lot about politics, if I'm being objective, because a lot of folks, they don't really get into politics on that level, and I would look at what Trump is doing, and I wouldn't like it, all right? Any just regular, normal, objective person that's just living their life and going to work and taking care of their responsibilities that may not really get into politics like that, they may say, man, I sure don't like Trump. He's messing up a whole bunch of things. There's economic uncertainty. Unemployment rate is going up. Interest rates are too high. People are acting all crazy, and these deportations are going too far. And that's a reasonable person, I think, would say that. But then that same reasonable person who could look at what Trump is doing and what he's saying and all of his impulsivity, and they can say, well, who is the party that lost to this dude? And I could see that person who is not at all a fan of Trump and not a fan of what Trump is saying and what he's doing, and looking at the Democrats and thinking even less of them. I am not sure what the party needs to do to rebuild its image. Maybe the people that it seeks to promote, maybe they can rebuild the image of the party. Let's see what we got here. There's a quote, testing the waters, and then there's going off the high dive, for instance. Announcing a visit to the Iowa State Fair by posting a video of yourself that begins with the crowd chanting your name over Queen's We Will Rock You. Who the hell did that? Hold on a second. Who's going to Iowa already? Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego is not acting shy about the possibility he may contend for his party's 2028 presidential nomination. Here's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be a Hispanic man. It's going to be a Hispanic man will find his way to the Democratic ticket, either as top of the ticket as the potential presidential nominee for the Democrats, or on the vice presidential ticket. I just have a feeling. How do we feel about another black fella? there's a black governor from Maryland. Maryland is doing some things. You know, Baltimore has reduced their violent crime and their youth violence by like 74%. So they got some stuff going on in the state of Maryland. And plus, Americans like governors as president. What we used to. More governors have won the presidency than I think any other political position. How do we feel about another black? Can we handle it? As black people, how do we feel? Because, you know, we took a lot of abuse by Barack Obama being president because we had to defend him all the time. Are we ready for that again? Do you think that America could respond to Donald Trump with a black fella? I don't know. We might have to split the difference. And also, Latinos and Hispanics, they outnumber us in this country. Depends on how they identify. They're sometimes transracial too, because sometimes they identify as white. I don't like that. But technically, they are white. Kind of. Right? It's confusing because to be Hispanic means you're from Spain. And Spain is a Western European country like Germany. Like Spain is not a country of color. Spanish people got blonde hair and blue eyes. Spaniards are white people. And they had slaves. Like they were bad white people too, actually, the Spanish are. But if somebody speaks Spanish for some reason, they're a person of color. I think that's reflective of the number of countries that the Spanish conquered and colonized, because they speak Spanish all over the place. All up in South America. They speak Spanish in the Caribbean. They speak Spanish in the Mexico and the Guatemalas and the Nicaraguas and the Costa Ricas and the Panamas and the El Salvadors and the Chile and Peru and Ecuador. They speak all the Spanishes there. Latinos only become people of color if Native Americans were conquered by the Spanish. Does that make sense? Because Mexicans are just Native Americans that were conquered by the Spanish. That's why they speak Spanish. And if you like look at the phenotypical features of a Native American and a Mexican, they're the same people who also look like Eskimos. But I guess we can't call them Eskimos anymore. I think there's a politically correct term for Eskimos. Where's the Eskimo vote in all of this? Oh, I think we call them Alaska Natives and Aleutian Islanders. Is that what an Eskimo is nowadays? I think Eskimo is actually offensive. Here's what I'll say, though, about that. I've never taken a telephone call from an offended Eskimo. So there's that. Not really worried about a crowd of Eskimos showing up here in the market hall. And plus, they're cold weather people. They might come down to Milwaukee and be like, oh, it's too hot here for us. We live amongst the polar bears. California Governor Gavin Newsom campaigned in South Carolina this week, taking special pains to reach out to black voters. See, Gavin Newsom, because he's been battling with Trump. He actually called Trump on his bluff. He's like, yeah, come on, tough guy. We need somebody that can talk tough to Trump. Because I think it's time that a Democrat is a little bit more rough around the edges instead of being all polished and elite. I want a Democrat that cusses. I want a Democrat that listens to Sada, baby. Why not? Kamala Harris obviously listens to Megan Thee Stallion, had her on stage twerking. I think we need a Democrat that is a little bit more brash instead of being always so nice and so polished and so elite. If we're going to have another African American, I don't even know if there's any black people mentioned in this list of Democratic frontrunners. There's not. Gavin Newsom has said reached out to black voters, including those represented by James Clyburn. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, he's a white fella, he's a Jewish fella. He was kicking off a new national effort funded by the Democratic mega donors in Philly. And perhaps sensing that ours is not a time for reluctant self-promoters, the previously bashful Andy Beshear, who is the Democratic governor in a very, very red state, the red state of Kentucky, he kicked the door wide open for a potential presidential run. Okay, any other black people? Any black people mentioned here? Having watched Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez soak up lots of limelight for her successful support of Zohran Mamdani in New York's primary mayoral election last month, the rest of the Democratic field seems to be in a hurry to get into this conversation. So they're not mentioning any African-American men. Oh, here's Wes Moore. Let me get to him. But where to begin, as the differing destinations of Gallego and Newsom suggest, there isn't a great deal of clarity just now about where and in what order the Democratic nominating process will unfold. The party ripped up its primary calendar in 2024 in order to protect former President Joe Biden, who was a vulnerable incumbent, pushing away progressive voters in New Hampshire and Iowa in favor of more moderate electorates in South Carolina and Michigan. This time is very much an open question. Ruben Gallego, Gavin Newsom, Josh Shapiro, and Andy Beshear joined Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Maryland Governor Wes Moore, he's a black fella, and former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg in the pool of Democratic water testers visiting potential early primary states and courting primary power brokers. Former Vice President Kamala Harris and her 2024 running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, are both potential contenders. Let me stop you right there. No, they're not. No, they're not. Tim Walz was a nice guy. I interviewed him too. He was very nice. We had a great conversation. I don't want him running again. Sorry. He checked a lot of boxes too for a white fellow. He was liberal, progressive. He put tampons in the men's bathroom. They called him Tampon Tim because he wanted menstruating men to be able to have access to tampons in the bathroom. And then he started like a support group for gay students. Fine. But he was also a football coach and he was a teacher. Like, he checked a lot of boxes. He checked too many boxes. There's too much going on there. The Democrats need to simplify their message and get out of, there's too much personality politics. And Democratic voters who don't feel seen because you're a part of a small like subculture, you don't always have to be mentioned. Everything shouldn't be me. If you're a gay, trans, amputee, veteran, union member, public school teacher, formerly incarcerated birthing person, we don't need to mention you. I'm sorry. You got to get in line. You're an American too. We know that you may have a bunch of nuances about you. You might be very different. You're very unique. But the Democrats mentioning you, you take all the oxygen out of the room. And what Republicans will do with the mention of that person, a transgender male, female in a wheelchair, war veteran, public school teacher in a union who has autisms, the Republicans will rally around that person and say, this is what the whole Democratic Party has become. And they'll raise money off of that and they'll win. We have to stop being so damn specific and just getting back to governing and respecting the damn rule of law without getting into all the different nuances and personalities or whatever. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Why did Old National Bank decide to create this program?
You know, it was something that was near and dear to the heart of our chairman and CEO, Jim Bryant. Jim wanted us to do more in the African-American communities, more with minority-owned businesses. So he approached Roland Shelton, who was my boss in Evansville, Indiana, and said, Roland, we need to do more. We need to create a program that's going to allow individuals, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses to access capital a lot better than traditionally we've been doing. And so we created the Empowerment Loan Program 2 years ago.
And for those that are now leaning more into this conversation, what's the best way to get in contact with you as part of their interest in the Empowerment Loan Program?
I'm going to give you my cell phone number to the listeners. It's 414-687-7393. And if that doesn't work, feel free to reach me at my email, tracy.meeks@oldnational.com.
Tracy Meeks, Senior Vice President, Community Lending Market Executive from Old National Bank.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
You know, sometimes the mundane isn't a burden, it's the beauty of living. I came to this conclusion after recently watching the movie Subservience on Netflix. It's a crazy film, y'all. I would suggest you check it out. But it's a story that explores our relationship with technology and how it's programmed to take our burdens away. This movie really got me thinking about how much we're wired to avoid struggle. We create tools and shortcuts to make life easier, whether it's robots, apps, or even outsourcing everyday tasks. But in the process, we risk forgetting the value of the little things we go through every day. Sure, folding laundry or grocery shopping might feel like chores. I literally dread cleaning up. But isn't there something grounding about them? Something that reminds us we're human. Life isn't just about the highlights or the easy parts. It's about the messy, repetitive, and sometimes inconvenient stuff too. Think about it. Who would you be if you didn't have to face the small frustrations that test your patience, or the routines that push you to show up for yourself or the people around you? The mundane moments, the ones we rush to escape, are often the ones that shape us. If life was nothing but convenience, where's the growth? Where's the grit that teaches us resilience? And most importantly, where's the appreciation for the moments that do take our breath away? So maybe the next time you find yourself annoyed by the daily grind and are on the brink of crashing out, you pause, you breathe, and remind yourself that the beauty of life isn't just in the big moments, but in every little thing that makes them possible.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, we've all seen the headlines and the unfortunate stories about violence in our community. It's time we come together to make a difference and take a stand against the senseless violence occurring. Join our third annual Truth Walk Against Violence led by Tory Lowe tomorrow, July 12th from 9 a.m. until noon. We will walk from Victory Over Violence Park down MLK Drive and ending in our studio at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com right now to sign up for our Walk Against Violence supported by 1MKE. We are 1MKE, and thank you to our food sponsor, Cousin Subs. Better bread, better subs. And tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Black Business Give Back today at 3:57 p.m. Kyle Wallace will be joined by Trelly Mack, CEO of Hard Labor Entertainment. They will discuss Trelly's thriving clothing brand and how he went from an entertainer to a successful clothing designer by networking with the right people. And again, that is the Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Hard Labor Entertainment today at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Let's talk to Brian. You're on 1017 The Truth.
Everything's coming full circle, isn't it, Sherwin? This is what I was trying to tell you before when Kamala was running.
Oh, really?
What were you trying
when you were supporting Donald Trump? What were you telling me when Kamala was running, sir?
Well, when I was supporting Trump, I was telling you about her, her California record about how she kept people in jail that shouldn't have been in jail and stuff like that.
It's not why she lost, Brian. It's not why she lost. Because the people. That's not why she lost. Because the people that would have been most affected by that voted for her in the highest number.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just making a comment that your comments are bringing my truth back to the forefront. I was telling you after she lost, the only reason they lost, because she ran a brilliant campaign. The only reason they lost is because you guys were trying to give a voice to a certain section of people that weren't voicing for themselves.
I mean, that's part of it. Because a man that had the same agenda would have won. Kamala Harris lost because she was a woman. And we just can't get around it. No. She lost because she lost because white women and white men didn't vote for her. We can slice it up and dice it. But here's the other thing, Brian. I find this fascinating because you're a Republican, you're a conservative, and don't hide from that. Don't run from that.
I'm a common sense person.
Okay, whatever.
I'm a common sense person.
Okay, here's how I know. Brian, hold on. This is how I know that you're a Republican, because you think that Kamala Harris ran a brilliant campaign. And what I understand about conservatives and Republicans, they don't know what a good Democratic campaign is, because if you're not a Democrat and if you don't follow the evolution of party politics as a Republican or a conservative, you don't know what a good campaign is. Technically, she didn't run a good campaign because she lost.
I'm a black man first. I'm a black man first. That's how white folks think. I don't think like white folks.
But hold on, Brian. Let's develop that for a second. You being a black man first, and I want you to stand on that. Being a black man first also explains why Kamala Harris, a black woman, didn't get elected president. We are some of the most sexist human beings on the planet. We are, and we just gotta own it. We can't run from it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We got a screwed up way of thinking about certain things. Yeah, that is true. We do. However, that don't change the fact that she was a beautiful woman. She ran a beautiful campaign.
What was beautiful about her? Was she a beautiful woman? Is that why you voted for her? Because what was beautiful about her campaign? Remember, her campaign lost, and she lost. Like, there's no like, oh, it was close. No, she lost the Electoral College and the popular vote. And with her being on the ticket, the Democrats lost the potential control of both the House and the Senate. So she lost across the board. So I'm asking you, what was so good about her campaign?
Her honesty. Her honesty.
Oh, she was honest? We thought she lied a whole bunch.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, she got honest towards the end. And Trump got – I don't understand how Trump won, because he ran a horrible campaign towards the end. I mean, the people who run a better campaign at the end should win. Trump did not run a good campaign towards the end.
Yes,
the last 10 days of Trump was horrible. Period.
I don't subscribe to his brand of politics.
I'm going to subscribe to a little
But here's Brian. Here's what I'm trying to help you now. I'm trying to get you to see what a good campaign is versus one that's not. Even though we may fundamentally disagree with the person, they can run a good campaign because Trump met people where they were. If you're a racist, he's going to let you be a racist. If you want migrants to get snatched up and families to be deported, then that's where Trump was going to be. If you wanted all this damn government spending, he was going to get Elon Musk to slash up the federal budget. He didn't try to change people. Democrats try to tell you, no, you have to love these people and respect these people, and you have to respect somebody's pronoun. Trump didn't try to change anybody. He let America be its true, honest, raw, and real self, and that's a brilliant campaign.
And nobody thought he was going to do what he did 10 days after he was in office. Nobody thought he was going to be that draconian.
That's not
Nobody
an excuse.
thought
When
that
you
he was
elect
going to be a fire and
hold on, I want to help. Let me help. Hold on, Brian. I want to explain this too. We elected a liar. You know what liars do?
Yeah,
they lie. So you can't sit here and say, I can't believe the liar lied. I can't believe the cheater cheated. So we did vote for what we're getting.
Won.
All right.
I didn't vote for it.
I love how you keep saying you didn't vote for it, which makes me think that you did.
In the beginning.
Okay.
But, no, I thought he was genuine towards his middle part of his campaign and through 2016.
Okay.
But what he is now is nothing that I subscribe to.
Brian, he's everything you subscribe to. He was a liar from the beginning.
No, he's not.
He was a racist from the beginning. He's being a liar and a racist, being a liar and a racist is actual.
In the beginning.
Hang up on him. I put him on hold by accident. Oh, help! What's that sound mean?
You got zapped.
I
tried to hang up on you. There we go. Got him. Woo! Try to hang up on him and he came back. Hello, Millicent. How are you doing today? I know you got something for us.
I know I do. Okay, first off, I'm going to need y'all to quit saying black men. Just because you're a male and you are of African descent does not make you a black man.
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to be Joe Biden. If you voted for Donald Trump, you are nowhere near a black man. You are a black bee, and I'm going to stand on that. Because you voted for $1,200 and $2 gas. That's called a trick. People who voted for Donald Trump are tricks. I don't care what color you are, and you don't like black people because you voted for the one thing that hated black people. So whoever you are, I don't care how many babies you done found, how many mothers you done helped, you don't like black people, and no, you are not a black man. Please stop using my black men as if they're a pawn in a white man's game. No, you are not a black man if you voted for Donald Trump. And if you're a woman and voted for Donald Trump, you a hoe. That's just it. We done with it. And you can get mad, but that's it. That's just true. You can get mad about it, but you only get mad because it's the truth. So we're going to leave it at that. But yeah, let Brian know he is not a black man. Please stop telling that lie. You're not. If you voted for Donald Trump, you are not a black man. And all of y'all that go walking tomorrow, y'all not walking for black people. Y'all walking for niggas. Because black people will clean their neighborhood up and not do violence. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, my name is Noor, and I am proud to be a Riverside University High School Tiger. As a rising sophomore, I am excited to get involved in many opportunities. RUHS offers like advanced placement classes, sports, and student council. But what I love about Riverside most is that Riverside University High School makes everyone feel welcome and provides students with lots of opportunities. On Saturday, August 23rd, from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, join us at Riverside for the Truth Family Fest. We will have entertainment, food trucks, and vendors. See you there.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axhousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Now Peter, Piper, pick peppers, but run rock, rhyme, Humpty, Dumpty, fell down. That's his art. Time, Jackie, nimble, what? Nimble, and he was quick, but jam, mass mud, faster, Jacks on J. My little Bo Peep, Cole lost her sheep, and Rip Van Winkle fell hell asleep. And out of chilling summer in Wonderland, Jack serving Jill bucket in his hand.
This is one of the best beats in all of hip hop. All right, guys. Well, what have we learned today? Holy smokestacks. Okay,
so good.
We did learn that. Democrats got a little bit of time. In fact, there should be a way in which they can capitalize off of the... And it's unfortunate, right? Because the American people have to lose in order for the Democrats to run on something, to run on the I told you so. And it's unfortunate for a number of different regards because whatever happens in the midterm elections, and I'm just going to go ahead and assume that the Democrats can pick up 5 seats in the House. There are 435 seats that are up for re-election in the House of Representatives. So every 2 years, come hell or high water, every congressional seat, every House of Representatives seat, let me be specific, is up for re-election. I think the Democrats can potentially pick up 5 seats because there will be at least 5 Republicans who would have gone with Trump too far and on too many pieces of legislation where I think 5 out of 219 Republicans, I believe, are in the House, right? 219, 220? 5 of them will lose. Hakeem Jeffries will become the first African-American Speaker of the House. Here's what I'm worried about. Trump has probably committed no less than 75 or 80 impeachable offenses, like legitimate impeachable offenses so far in the first 170 days. I have no idea how that number is going to look after 2 full years of his presidency. I think the Democrats are going to get so incredibly bogged down on impeachment. And here's the thing. They have to. Whenever an executive commits high crimes and misdemeanors, it has to be noted for the historical record, because if they do not impeach him, then there will be another person that says, oh, look, Trump did all of these impeachable things and he didn't get impeached. So for the sake of history, so we can have an accurate retelling of what took place in this moment in America, we have to impeach him. But I think the Democrats are going to get so bogged down in that, and they're also, some of them are going to assume that they can get him out of office with impeachment. Let's be warned that Bill Clinton was impeached too. And Bill Clinton, for the next 10 years or more, became the biggest rock star in the Democratic Party. He was a celebrity. He raised millions, if not billions of dollars for Democrats and Democratic candidates, and his endorsement was worth its weight in gold after he was impeached. Trump impeached twice and got reelected. The impeachment should not serve as a political cudgel to beat Trump. It has to be done for the historical record. But I think that is also going to deter the Democrats from creating legislation, because they're going to be so divided. In fact, some Democrats are going to say, if you don't vote for impeachment, then I'm not going to vote for your legislation to help working families. I think it's going to get that bad, especially if the Democratic Socialist, I can't remember, Mondalvi, the guy that won in New York, like way socialist. If he wins the mayor's race in New York City, then Democratic Socialists will be emboldened, and their political agenda will be emboldened all over the country. A Democratic Socialist agenda is one of those things that looks really good on paper, but in practice it's impossible, and the Republicans will organize around Democratic Socialism and they will win. So we have a bunch of unusual paths in which we can take over the next couple of years. But impeachment is going to be a thing. Now, whatever happens in 2028, don't know what's going to happen, don't know what shape this country is going to be in 2028. It's really going to be about the economy. Because if the economy is clicking, and if tariffs actually worked, and if Americans are employed, and wages are going up and salaries are going up, now I doubt these things seriously, but all of the stuff that Trump is doing and saying in the mass deportations will be in the rearview mirror if people got money in their pocket. I also would expect another, mark my words, today is July 11, 2025, Beyond the Mic Day. Looking forward to seeing everybody this evening at Mr. B's from 5 until 7. We're going to kick it tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump gave us another stimmy, because it works. And guess what? I would cash that check. Ain't nobody giving their stimmy back. If Trump's approval ratings go lower, and they can, and they probably will, it ain't nothing $5,000 a person won't fix. Seriously. You can pay the American people off. If things continue to be unaffordable, he could go to Congress and say, hey, lift the debt ceiling by another, I don't know, $600, $700 billion, so we can give the American people a couple $1,000. Married couples filing jointly, $7,500. Individuals filing single, $5,000 apiece. People will forget about some of the worst things that Donald Trump has done. Now, we'll still talk about them, all while going to Red Lobster and getting a crab boil. Oh, that Trump is terrible. Yes, I'll have the crab boil, please. Have you all been to Red Lobster for the crab boil? I haven't been to Red Lobster in years. I went to the one on, well, really the only one I've gone to since they closed the one in Brown Deer, and they closed that one 20 years ago, probably. Can you believe they used to have a Red Lobster in Brown Deer? You know what? Brown Deer used to be the Garden of Eden. It did. Not no more. Now it isn't anymore. You had a mall, a Burger King, a McDonald's, a Wendy's, grocery stores, Yeah, it's called Sun Foods right there on where's Walmart is there now. You had a grocery store right there, had a Subway restaurant. You always had family table. You had a whole school system, elementary school, middle school, and a high school. You had car dealerships up and down Brown Deer Road. Brown Deer was a thriving metropolis. It was its own utopia. Then you had old Brown Deer. You had the old shops in the stores and Larry's Market, still some of the best brownies and baked confections you could ever imagine. Brown Deer used to be fantastic. Now it's just, people get killed in Brown Deer now. It's crazy. Violence and all sorts of stuff. But has anybody had the crab boil from Red Lobster? Zach said he heard the crab boil from Red Lobster was good. I've seen mixed reviews on it, but I haven't been to a Red Lobster since the one at Mayfair. And they closed that one. You know why they closed that. So sometimes I think we as African Americans get a bad rap. Like if they close a grocery store, if they close a CVS, or they close a Walgreens, we're quick to say, oh, it's because black people, blah, 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 blah. I think that's a very small part of it. But a lot of times those large retail giants, they oversaturate an area. And if people, basically, you know what it is? People are shopping more on Amazon. We don't really go to brick and mortar stores like that anymore. And so when they were building and building and building in the 90s and the 2000s and 2010s, Amazon really got big over the last decade or so. So you don't need as many CVS's and Walgreens and et cetera, et cetera. A lot of those places are being replaced by Dollar Tree, Dollar General, et cetera. We closed Red Lobster. That was us. We did that. We got to own that. That Red Lobster on Mayfair Road, if you went there for dinner, 50-50 shot if you're going to come out alive. It was a gamble. Like going in there, you'd have to say a prayer like, Lord, I hope these crab legs are good. It might be the last food I ever taste. It literally was the Last Supper. If you went to that Red Lobster on Mayfair Road on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock, you were gambling with your life. You were. But boy, oh, and then, all you can eat shrimp. Please don't tell a black person there's all you can eat shrimp. Don't ever do that. They used to have an all you can eat fish fry at Turner Hall. I think I single-handedly closed that. That was the biggest mistake they ever could have made. All you could eat cod or perch? Are you insane? And then after this was years and years ago, because at City Hall, a lot of the city workers at City Hall, back during Barrett's first term, we all will go to Turner Hall for lunch for the all-you-can-eat fish fry. You know how hard it is to return back to government work after you just ate 17 pounds of fish, but whatever, it is what it is.
I always wanted to go to the all-you-can-eat crab legs at Pato.
Do they still have all-you-can-eat crab legs at Pato? You know where else they used to have free crab legs? All the good stuff has been cut out. As Milwaukee has gotten more violent and the youth culture has just done something negative to Milwaukee. So Hotel Metro, right on the corner of, that must be Mason and Milwaukee Street, right there, right on the corner, right next to the Pfister Hotel. They had a happy hour where it was half-price drinks and free crab legs. Free crab legs at happy hour. They had to close that. All of a sudden, women started showing up with their big purses. We can't have nothing in this city. But what we can have, though, I'll tell you this. We're going to have a good time tonight at Mr. B's at Beyond the Mic. We'll be there from 5 until 7 p.m. Going to have a great time. Going to have a beverage or two. Going to chat. I'm going to shake hands with some of you great folks. It's going to be wonderful. 8617 West Brown Deer Road from 5 until 7. And we're just doing a little happy hour for those of you that listen to and support the truth. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you tonight at Mr. B's.
It tastes so good.
Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 101.7 The Truth, hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jammin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teams will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives.
I'm here to discover different levels about myself.
I'm really here to get my name out there and have a different perspective on life.
So tap in every other Saturday at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to the 8 Block.